Welcome to part 2, motherfuckers! I don't know.
The intermission that you probably weren't around for is now done.
Should I actually put a Raid Shadow Legend ad in? Just like
don't. Just split it into 2 different podcasts.
Oh shit! Apparently Bixby is trying to talk to me. Just shut up.
Shut up, Bixby.
Shit!
whoa! What spider? We're on Star Wars show now.
Alright, let us fucking talk.
3 Star Wars.
We're trying to talk here.
Things came out within a month of each other.
Yeah, It's almost like we haven't talked about what I've been into.
Wet dream.
So, I've been working. No, that's one. I mean, obviously I've been working. So I spent. So in the last episode of the Amalgam show,
Welcome to part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be worse. Which is gonna be hard, but
Attack of
what?
Slurs. I meant slurring of words, not actuals.
Oh, just like
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's building up a.
It's like we got this. So pretty much everybody had 2 things that they were into for time consumption, and we somehow came up with an episode 2. So in the same theme, my 2 things. So, what was my first one? Man, I've just been doing a lot. Pretty much just been couch surfing with Nathaniel because moving and all that good shit. Just eating too much food over the holiday period. We all relate to those memes. And so, New Year's. That's what I was going to talk about. Right. So, my New Year's started out pretty well. I was working. That's why I started talking about work. So I was working.
Holiday rates.
Yeah.
Eve. Yeah, okay.
Definitely. Because fuck calling people on New Year's Day. But, you know.
Smashed.
Yeah. The phones or me?
No, it's them.
Yeah.
And
cool.
you, maybe?
Well, I mean, I was definitely smashed on New Year's. So finished work about 4 o'clock. My mate was on holidays at the time. He messaged me and was like, hey, bitch, get over here. I was like, gangster, let's do this. Ended up at his place, and I was like, fuck, like, you know, alcohol, all that shit. And he's like, brother, I've got your lunch. I was like, I'm fucking lunch. It's 4 in the afternoon. What are you giving me lunch for? He gave me this fucking like cooler bag. I was like, Jesus Christ. I opened it up. He's got like this assortment of alcohol. Got like fucking 3 cruisers in the side, some fucking craft beer, unfortunately, and like some fucking acai, and just like a couple of CC and dry. He's like, is there lunch for tonight? Your lunch? He had a similar package. He was like, we're gonna go out to a few parties. What are we gonna do? I was like, fuck, righto. First party, pretty cool. Snorted some beer off the ground. Found a dungeon.
That sentence didn't end the way I thought it was going to. Continue.
Yeah, look, fair shout. No, so I was playing beer pong, and the way we played, we wouldn't readjust the cups if they were slowly edging towards the edge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I'm edging! And
I didn't know where to go with that, but yeah.
If they fell off the edge, whoever knocked them off would then have to snort said beer off the ground.
They'd have to eat the cookie.
And so it was, And so it was 1v1, 1 cup left either side. I was feeling really confident, and I was doing like a... Shut the fuck up! It's my turn.
He was busting down.
I was busting down. I was like, I was moving my pelvis. And I was like, y'all bitches can't hit this. And I'm like, you know, like fucking going up and down, not up and down, but like, you know, I was moving my hips. And as I did, mayhaps bumped the table and knocked their drink off the edge, sending them into a win. And I had to snort it, and it hurt a lot. But in that timing, beforehand, I managed to slut drop while punching a dude in the nads. Somehow, there is a video of that.
Let me confirm what a slut drop is. That's like just doing the splits, or
no.
Okay.
No. Slut drop is where you go from standing to like a very low crouched position with your ass sticking out,
It's
with your arm raised.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. But I did that, and while my one arm was raised, my other one went out to the side, and as that happened, somebody was walking past me, and I punched him straight in the balls. Pretty much. I don't know why I said an American accent.
Yeah.
Right in the balls.
Right in the balls,
The whole 9
man.
yards.
Got him right in the testicles.
There is a video of that because someone said, Dean, slut drop at the drop. You will not, you pussy. And I said, yeah, you right. And as the drop hit, obviously did that. They were recording me because they wanted to get me slut dropping on camera, and they got a lot more than what they bargained for. Anyway, so after that happened, me and my mate, we were about a third of our way through our lunchboxes at this point. We were like, all right, second party, let's go. This one was more in the city, kind of just like overlooking the place. As I walk in, there was a dog.
I saw the video.
You have seen the videos. I guarantee you have all seen the picture of me with said dog. This dog's name was Bart. He's a French bulldog. Cost $2,800. He is my favorite dog in the whole fucking world. He is a gangster. I don't care what you say. This story is so lackluster, but
Just
to
wanna
me,
talk
the
about
entire
Bart.
experience was amazing. So I got there. Bart was jumping up on me and my mate. My mate was like, fuck off, dog. I don't have time for this. And I was like, puppy! And I'm like fucking just petting the shit out of him. I'm like, fuck, man, you're a gangster. And he's just sitting there like, yeah, I know, like looking up and like waiting for me to like, you know, just scratch everywhere. He's like, yeah, this is gangster. We were best mates in like 10 minutes, not even that. And then we all sat out on the veranda, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, fucking Bart's a gangster. He's the coolest dog in the world. Like, I've had cool dogs before, but here's the shiznit. And someone said, well, you think he's cool now? Put him on your lap. And at this point, like, Bart had been a very energetic dog. Like, jump
And
up
then he
and
had
down.
to eat the cookie.
Cookie, yeah.
Fuck up. Bart didn't eat any cookies. Bart was jumping up and down the entire time. Shut your mouth. Bart was jumping up and down the entire time, being very energetic. You know how like young rat dogs will be. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So you're just gonna
I
leave
was
the
like,
young rats.
I was like, oh man, like if I put him on my lap, he's like gonna try and like lick me in the face, all that bullshit. Nah. This dude was clean as shit.
Wait, you saying this dog was trained? Fuck me, a trained dog.
Trained French bulldog.
Wow.
Be cute.
I said this was gonna be lackluster. Don't fucking at me, alright?
Keep going.
Anyway, put that bitch on my. Well, not bitch.
It's bastard.
Bastard. What? His parents are probably
That's not right.
not married, but you know.
Dog unions don't exist.
Regardless,
They're not legal in this country.
put that N-word on my lap, and he just sat there. He was just calm as shit,
That
just
nice
looking
dog.
forward, doing whatevs, and I'm sitting there just scratching his back, and he was loving it. I was loving it. We were the best couple there. Unfortunately, did not get a New Year's Eve kiss. Not from him. I wasn't looking for it. Just like in general. But
You
like,
didn't get the dog's number. Didn't know.
I know where he lives. But no.
That dog is gonna come up to you. You're gonna be like, "Hey, bud." It's like, "Oh yeah,
You've been here before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great. No, but
Look,
yeah.
listen, it was a hell of a night.
Yeah."
So yeah, my profile
Both
picture
did some
is,
things we weren't proud of.
my profile picture is now me and Bart. He is my favorite being in the entire universe, and I can't wait to get a dog that is equally or more cooler.
Your dog's gonna be a shit. That's just how it
Nah, my
works.
dog's gonna be a gangster.
Oh, better be.
Cause I'm gonna train that motherfucker.
Training a dog. Wow.
You should do it in German. Apparently, it's easier.
It is.
You sound like you had done that from
Yeah,
experience.
my first dog, my grandfather trained it and he was German, so he trained the dog in German, so I had to learn the German commands to make it work.
To make it work.
That was 5. Fuck
The
off.
dog was in German.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fucking use
The
it.
instructions were nice.
The UI was a fucking mess.
Fucking upside down.
Change the language. It probably helped too that it was a German Shepherd, but you know.
Yeah.
That one works.
But yeah, no, that was basically my New Year's. Again, very lackluster, but still my favorite of all time. I'm yet to have a New Year's Eve kiss. So like a proper one. Like I feel like at some point like I've had like some bullshit thing, like someone kissed me on the cheek or something. But like a on midnight, just like with the person I like.
None of that weak sauce shit.
Yeah, right. Oh no, I can't say that. But yeah, good night. The second thing, so. And this kind of leads into everything, and we probably won't talk about this in-depthly straight away, but I have, thanks to Keena and Nathaniel providing the resources, have played Jedi Fallen Order, and I have also
Did you take my copy?
I'm gonna take it.
He's crashing
Start of the story, Keena. I've been couch serving with Nathaniel.
He's been at
I was at
Nathaniel's place, so.
You're right.
And I also saw the
Rise of Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep. So, Mandalorian, you guys saw that, right?
Yeah, the Mandalorian's fine.
Yeah. It's just real basic TV episodes. Like it just feels like just old Western TV show.
Yeah, like nothing.
Cool.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Apart from the last episode, then everything happens. That last.
So is anything like important to the canon story already?
At the end, yes.
Yeah.
At the end, they drop a thing that you need to see if you want to continue to watch Star Wars content that Disney will release.
Yeah.
Do you need to watch the whole season for the end to make sense?
Just the last 2 episodes, probably.
Yeah, you need to watch the first episode and the last 2 because the first episode sets everything up. And it's a really good, it's a solid episode.
Yeah.
The middle stuff is needed to allow the last 2 episodes to have emotional resonance.
Yeah.
Because
8 episodes.
Because it does a lot of character stuff. It's only 8 episodes. You can binge it in a day.
And they're
it's
like
not that bad.
most of them are less than half an hour.
Yeah, but all
I'm
the middle
aware.
stuff, no, they're 45 minutes to an hour.
It depends on the episode. Like
Each
I
of
know one
those-
episode, like at least 2 episodes, like 20 minutes long.
No, they're not.
There's no way they'd range.
I'm gonna prove
it.
Yes.
There's no way they would range from an hour to 20 minutes.
Yeah, because the last episode is just over an hour.
Unless there was an episode that felt like it was 2 episodes and they just cut it halfway.
No, there's no 2-parters except for the last
I watched
one.
them weekly, so like
Okay.
Yeah, I watched them all in a day.
31 minutes is the shortest.
That doesn't sound like 20, does it?
No,
I will say this. It doesn't matter because the 31-minute one guaranteed felt like 45 minutes because like I said, nothing of any note happens apart from introducing a couple of characters that become important kind of towards the end of the show.
I'm going to ask this question and it may spoil things. Do we see any characters we knew of beforehand?
Yes, there is the one character that does the thing at the very end has been named in an expanded universe thing since Disney took over the Star Wars.
If we're calling it, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally. So you would need to have read one of the Star Wars books or something.
Oh, I know
the old animated series.
The old animated series or something like that.
Old animated.
Is that
series.
the blue guy?
No,
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's hard to talk.
What's
about.
their race?
It was Greedo.
Human? Oh, fuck.
Human.
I think we're thinking of 2 different things.
I think we are thinking of 2 different things.
I'm not thinking of it. I'm thinking of a thing.
What?
The thing I get, but like the character, the holding the thing, has been named before.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Lando.
Expanded.
That's gotta be it, right?
Yeah, right.
No, and then the funny thing is that anyone who has watched The Mandalorian, like all of it that is listening to this, is tearing their fucking hair out. They're just like, oh my god! But yeah, so I don't want to spoil it because despite the fact that all 8 episodes are meh to okay, the way it ends is fucking cool. It's a cool way to end it. I wish they'd done better setting it up, but the end of Mandalorian season 1 made me want to watch season 2.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah. Season 2 question mark, but
already confirmed, and I want to see it.
And it's also made my housemate want to watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
So keen for Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jerk myself off.
I think Mandalorian also got confirmed for a 3rd season as well.
I don't know about a 3rd.
Well, there's a possibility. But yeah, anyway.
Yoda's
that's
actually
great.
an angsty teen.
God,
He just has a
Mandalorian, you
growth
don't
cycle.
understand me. Oh
Baby
my god.
I mean,
understand me, you do not. Sorry.
The only thing that frustrates me, or that I'm wondering about, is like how they even resolve the whole Baby Yoda thing, because it seems like the kind of plot point that will be extremely underwhelming when it's concluded, no matter what they do.
No,
I don't see a way.
guarantee you, being a baby that is that
Yoda's
powerful, it's definitely gonna die. It's gonna be assimilated or it's gonna die.
No,
One way or
like
another.
again, at the end of the season kind of drops what the second season will be about. And yeah, so it's I don't know. Whatever they do
Kyron
with this
just
will.
figured out the universe's theory.
Wait,
Live.
so is Baby Yoda not Yoda?
No.
Okay, Kyron. No.
What?
The show takes 5 years after episode 6.
Yeah.
That's why the stormtroopers have like shitty looking armor.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was a throwback.
No, it is our Baby Yoda. It is not the baby.
So did I, purely because of memes. But then I found out
But
that it was
things-
after
Yeah.
the 6th
The
It's
episode.
because
internet-
you don't know Yoda's species.
Yeah, the internet calls it Baby Yoda, but in the show they only refer to it as the child.
The reason for that is because Yoda's race doesn't actually have a name yet. It
No.
is just Yoda's
All
race.
we know is Yoda and Yoda.
Like
So this-
Freeze's race.
And once that was revealed, because I don't know how they kept it a secret, but apparently it was kept a secret all the way up until the release of the first episode. But it's suddenly like, oh, that's the point of this whole thing. We're going to figure out like the thing behind. Well, maybe we figure out the thing behind Yoda's race.
See, I thought originally the Mandalorian was a side story of Boba Fett. But then it wasn't, and then it was just like a random Mandalorian. And I was like, well, that sounds cool, but like also just because it's in the Star Wars universe doesn't make it cool. And then they were like, oh, Baby Yoda, and I was like, well, damn.
Also, all the side stuff around the Mandalorian is cool. It's really good world building, but again, there's part of it that's like this would be better in a book,
Yeah.
maybe. But again, those last 2 episodes, especially the last episode, which is directed by Taika Waititi, is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible episode, wonderful piece of television.
Definitely finish it off. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never gonna leave it, but
Yeah.
I'm watching other stuff
When
and
you guys
prioritizing that over
Yeah.
Mandalorian because it's not great.
when everyone sees the last episode of Mandalorian, we'll talk about what happens in the last episode of Mandalorian.
Witcher.
But
I saw that
let's.
as well.
Well, let's not talk
we should talk about that another day. Because, like, it is a good show. We've got to get through other stuff.
I should have talked about.
There's a lot to Star
It's
Wars.
pretty cool though.
Yeah. There's a lot of Star Wars to get through. Anyway, you guys played Fallen
Yes.
Order. I have not played Fallen
You
Order.
have not played Fallen Order.
Oh,
Haven't
wow,
had a
we've
chance
got
to.
a little mixed bag here, don't we?
I'm happy to hear about it.
There
How much spoilers? Do you
I don't care.
You don't.
All right, and spoiler cast.
Go for it.
cool.
So Darth Vader shows up at the end.
Oh,
Hey.
what would you start with that?
There's no fucking
What the fuck? You disgusting human! You absolute asshole! God
That's
damn
the
it!
point of spoilers. You then go to like the most bam.
Okay.
I said spoiler cast, not spoiler alert. Spoiler cast means if you want to fucking play the game.
Sorry. What are you angry about here?
It was because that
Okay,
was the biggest, like one of the biggest reveals. And he
Okay, that's literally like just saying, cool, so Star Wars. Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, but I'm so confused. I'm still confused here. Why is this a problem? I said I don't care.
No, the issue is there was no fucking build up to it because he's not in it
This-
up until like the last 3
Okay.
minutes of gameplay.
So
No, it's
the
not.
huge thing, the huge thing about it is there is no mention of Darth Vader throughout the entire thing. You start
There
the
was
game
one
as
reference.
like this Padawan,
Okay.
and then as you grow, you become fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Like as you
Yeah.
go throughout the
Okay.
game, and then you defeat the final boss, and then she's like starting to be like, maybe I should be good, and then she just hears.
Okay.
And then she
It's a really
freezes.
good
It's like an amazing piece
Okay.
of like.
Both by terror and actual.
Okay, that's cool. Why is this a surprise? This
Because,
this
like, the
game
whole-
takes place between episode 3 and 4.
The whole point is that like
Why is-
it kind of builds its own fiction and its own world.
Yeah.
Like the only other Star Wars character that we know of is Saw Gerrera,
Yeah. Okay.
who was from Rogue One. That's pretty much the only connection to the movies that you see.
Yeah.
You in this, like, yes, you go to Kashyyyk, you go to Dathomir. Like you go to the Star Wars world that you kind of know, and you kind of forget that I'm playing a Star Wars game. Besides the fact that you're playing a Star Wars game. And then all of a sudden, you're, oh shit, that's right. As opposed to something like Battlefield 2, which was just Battlefront 2, which was like, he's everyone. He's like the greatest hits of Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is just like,
But what we were leading up to with the whole Darth Vader thing is that what was so spectacular about it is that you spend the entire game becoming like this fucking powerhouse. And by the end of it, you're a fully fledged Jedi, and your master is using. She like stopped being a Jedi because she accidentally tapped into the dark side of the Force and then cut herself off.
Yeah.
In that last bit, she has a red lightsaber and she's using the Force, but it's not really light or dark.
Yeah.
She's tapping into both sides when she's helping you.
Yeah.
Because it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
So you go through all of that. You finally defeat the main boss, which was what's the name for them? The S.
She was the second sister.
Inquisitor.
Or sisters.
Yeah, so she was a part of the Sisters, which is now like big, like the Knights of Ren sort of thing.
Right.
But
There's 9 of them.
yeah,
You only defeat 2.
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So you only
Rebels
see and
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the
Yes.
yeah.
I'm following.
So you finally
You need to make
defeat
sure
her,
you have
and
that
she was
touchstone.
really hard to fight.
Yeah.
And then like Kyron said, was it Kyron? It doesn't matter. Somebody said he shows up, and then he just starts breathing, and then you're like, what the fuck is going on? And Darth Vader just comes in,
It's just a really weird still
and
frame.
you're like, fuck, and then your master, which is also the main bad guy's master, whatever, that's not spoiled. She's like, get out of here, because this is fucked, I'm going to try to hold him off. And then he instantly just throws her into like this pit of lava.
Okay, so they treat him like the unbeatable monster.
Yeah.
So
You're so
Okay.
powerful,
Okay.
and then he just tears through, and you're fucked.
Literally tears like this
Yeah.
underwater
Cool.
base to pieces, and
So-
It's like the last scene in Rome,
So this is
where he's like a horror movie monster.
a
just-
menace.
just-
Yeah, but it's more
Yeah.
powerful than you've ever seen him before.
This is why I got pissed off when Keena said it. So I'm just gonna branch off what these guys said. You become a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Right? You get that.
Yeah.
So during the entire story, you basically get picked up by this weird nomad chick who's just like, I want to help and find young Jedi
Yeah.
to then rebuild the Jedi Order and take on the Empire.
Yeah.
She's got a person
It
who
gets
she's
revealed
hired.
pretty quick that she was a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about this part. Like she's
Yeah.
a Jedi that has cut herself off from the Force
Yeah.
for reasons. Yeah.
Correct. So she wants to rebuild the Jedi Order. The pilot is purely just a pilot for hire that she's been like, hey,
Good,
I want
he's
you to
your Han
take me
Solo.
wherever
Yep,
we need
got
to go
it.
to.
Yep.
He's pretty cool. He's whatever. And so throughout the entire story,
Do you get a cute droid?
yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Sick. All right,
Yeah.
next. Yep.
BB-8.
Yep.
Oh, not BB-8. What's the name?
BD-1.
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 That's
Yep.
it.
Keep going. Yep.
Yep. So pretty much buddy.
Yep.
So he.
It took me like 10 hours to realize
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, I'm
Fair
like,
enough.
I think it wasn't until like Cal said, "Hey, let's go, buddy." I'm like, "Oh, fucking cool."
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Which
And
he
so.
also gets upgraded as well as you do.
Yeah,
so
Oh,
you get
cool,
through
cool,
So like
some-
health upgrades, that sort of thing.
Cool.
But throughout the story, pretty much she's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I don't like the second sister, which is basically the person that's been chasing me the entire time
She's
from
the
the get-go.
big bad.
She's like, I don't like her. And
Sister of your master?
So the
No,
apprentice
so
of the
there's
master.
9. So it's basically like a mini order. There's 9 of them, and they're called the sisters.
Okay.
And there's
And they are
so she
also
is the
inquisitors.
second sister, which they're all inquisitors. She is the second sister, and there's another one that's like the sixth, the ninth. Fair enough. So she's the second, and then she's got like someone else who's like this big fucking Kilowog looking bitch who is the ninth. And so you're basically being chased down by these guys while you're trying to find a holocron that tells you where all the young Jedi, all the Force-sensitive children are in the universe.
Oh, okay.
And so once you find that list, you can then find the children to then rebuild the Order, to then take on the Empire. Throughout the entire time, you kind of figure out that, because she says, oh yeah, like in classic Star Wars fashion, this person, so my apprentice died by the hands of the second sister.
Then you fight
If
the
you
second
follow
sister.
if you follow Star Wars enough, you
Yeah.
kind of figure out second sister is her apprentice.
Yeah.
So
And they do end up telling.
They
Yeah.
do. She
they eventually open it up.
From a certain
I kind of
point of
guessed
view.
it.
Yeah,
Because I've done it
got
before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, oh, she betrayed me. I turned to the dark side.
And they're just greatest hitting it, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And the person who's traveling with you, what's her name? Like Sia?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sia is. She basically says, "Oh look, I didn't mean to tap in, but I did. I cut myself off. That's why I need you because I've cut myself off. I can't do it anymore." And as you go through the game, you do flashbacks. You become more powerful. You come back to the point where you were when you first cut
gotta
yourself off.
explain why she went to the dark side.
So the reason so that's what I was kind of building to. So throughout the game, she basically tries to justify herself because you find out, as Nathaniel said, you find out very quickly that she was a Jedi. She cut herself off, and then she lied about her Padawan.
Yeah.
So you find that out very quickly, and you pretty much spend the entire game doing what she wants you to do, but hating her during. And while that's happening, at one point she tells you about how it all happened. So at one point they're all hiding on Kashyyyk, her and her Padawan and a few younglings, after Order 66.
Yeah.
And Sia, the woman you're traveling with, goes to scout ahead to clear the way for the younglings and her Padawan while they try to escape because the Empire's found them.
Yeah.
And so as she goes out, she gets captured and she starts being tortured, and the Empire asks her where the Padawans are and where the younglings are. Eventually she breaks, they find her Padawan and the younglings, they kill the younglings, turn her Padawan to the dark side,
Right.
and then halfway through her torture, they bring her Padawan in, she taps into the dark side, destroys the entire facility, kills everybody bar her Padawan, and then moves, just escapes pretty much.
Nuts.
During her telling of the story, she says, I fought all of their torture, I resisted for as long as I could, but he came in and I couldn't resist it. He tortured me too far.
The one.
And that was it. That's the only
one
mention.
drop. Yeah.
And so that's it. You're like, oh fuck.
And
that
it's
one
vague
guy.
enough that you may not even figure it out.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Like you.
And there is another dark side user that you do fight on Dathomir as well.
Oh, okay.
So
you're like, that's probably him, or it could have been anyone.
Yeah,
barely touch.
Malachos
They say
or something
him
like
and
that.
that's it. And it's like, all right, cool. So someone turned you. They
That's
tortured
cool.
you.
I like that.
Your Padawan was dead. Blah blah blah. And then as you're fighting, so it's just like kind of slowly moved on. It's basically fan service mixed with.
Sounds like it.
This is story.
I don't have a.
And basically an Uncharted thing where you're going through an ancient civilization of Force users
Yes.
who you're traveling in their footsteps very much like an
cool.
Uncharted game. So that's
That's how
like
you get
a
to
story under the story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I still want to play it. Like, I just want to. I'll level with everyone here as well. Like, when it comes to games and spoilers, I'm not that. Like, unless I really
course,
want to play
of
it.
course, but
the other thing is
You
like.
won't be wanting lots of the spoilers.
yeah.
Yeah, probably not. But like, the thing was like, I remember, just as an example, you guys played Bioshock, the first one.
Yeah.
I had the "Would you kindly" spoiled for me. It didn't ruin the game. What it did was make me want to play it because I wanted to see what happened. And now this is kind of making me want to play it. I want to see what else is in this game because it's had nothing but good reviews about it.
It is very.
The thing that worries me about it, and maybe you guys can answer the question for me, is just like how much the fan service is. Like, does it affect it in any way? Because it feels like
legit, like that Darth Vader thing feels like the only fan service.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it feels like it very much feels like the Rogue One part where it's just
Nothing is in there for no reason.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
cool.
even
So
your
that's
cute
a good-
droid,
Yeah.
he can hack other droids once you build him up for it. He can
Okay.
unlock
He also has
chests.
his own story.
He can unlock
cool.
chests for you, and he's also your
basically a rational
health
thing.
pack.
Okay.
Um,
Fuck yeah. Alright, now I'm on board.
yeah, he bought just like stim packs, and you just
Um,
inject it.
In
and go.
saying that, so when I say fan service, I don't mean more like they expand upon the original universe. It's more or less you're playing as a Jedi.
Yeah.
They're gonna make.
This
you
is
a
the thing
Jedi.
that everyone's like
This is
wanting
it.
from a Star Wars game
exactly
for
right.
years. It's like
Like,
play
this
as a
is-
Jedi,
this is
do all
it.
this cool shit.
Yeah.
It ticks all the boxes of like you've got your sleazebag Han Solo
Yeah.
pirate guy, you've got your droid, you've got your master.
Who also he does Han Solo scumbag guy, he does get you in trouble with bounty hunters.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course he fucking
At
does.
one
Perfect.
point, yeah,
Like I
at
said,
one
like add it
point
to
you
the
go
list.
to-
You've got the certain point of view part. You've got the Darth
Yeah.
Vader cameo.
Yeah.
Like go down the list and tick off all the things.
So-
and
so-
if it's also put together well, then that's excellent.
So the thing I was kind of building up towards the Darth Vader thing. Obviously, yes, there's a slight mention of him, but throughout the entire game, with your boss battles, it's pretty much like I've fought this person before. I'm really weak against them, and then you obviously develop your skills more, and then you go to fight them again, and you beat them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So after you defeat the final boss, which is the second sister, you fought her
At the
twice
start.
before this
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
and lost each time.
Yeah, and you
when it
finally.
comes to him,
Yeah.
it appears as though you can fight him. There's a health bar and everything.
I just want to say, when I got to that moment, I had to pause the game, have a freak out, like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, because she's a really hard.
She was
to beat.
difficult as fuck.
Really?
And like,
And you don't get
What
a bunch.
difficulty were you playing?
I was playing on hard, but I had my entire skill tree
Jedi
filled
Master.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing on Jedi Master and I had my entire
played on
skill
Jedi
tree.
Knight.
No, the whole way.
So I started Jedi Master, finished Jedi Knight.
Jedi. I just wanted to get through the story.
Yeah, that's it. Jedi Master, like didn't drop it once. You didn't find her difficult. I died like so many times. Like I knew what I had to do. It's a very Dark Souls thing. Like I knew what I had to do. I knew where I was
Jedi
fucking
Master's
up.
very, very
She-
Dark Souls.
I only died 6 times.
Against her?
Yes.
I died twice,
I think I died once.
but I got frustrated both times.
Regardless, like she was
why do I do
really,
the fire?
she was really, really hard.
She was a final boss, and
Yeah.
then you were like, "Oh shit, there's another final boss."
Exactly.
Because
right.
like, I'm
I
like,
get that,
I was
yeah.
exhausted after that. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then Darth Vader shit like,
Okay.
fuck, pause. You have to fight him.
Yes.
And my like friend freak out and all that, and then like pause, and then you have to like, you
Stop. Let Dean explain the last bit.
So basically, when it comes to it, so as I said, like whenever you fight a boss battle, the health bar appears at the top, and you're like, oh fuck, like I've got to beat this person. There have been times in the past where you have to get them halfway, 2/3 of the way, and a cutscene will come out, something like that, right? But regardless, you beat this final boss, and it's hard as shit. Cutscene comes through. She's wiped out. The person that you were just fighting for half an hour wiped out in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it becomes Darth Vader. He's just standing there, lightsaber in hand. Let's go, cunt. What are you gonna do?
Nice.
And then your master gets
you
destroyed.
You can lead with any move you want. He just blocks it all.
Yes, you do.
Fucking throws all this shit at you, and you're like, fuck, what do I do? And then it does some QTEs.
Yeah.
Now you're just like, all right, cool, we're gonna fight him. And at that point, it's just like, run.
Huh.
So rather than fighting him, there is a health bar, which basically just says, you have a chance. You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
You need to run.
Someone out there's gonna do
He's
it.
literally,
Someone's-
like, there is a bridge, he rips it apart
Jesus.
in front of you.
You have to like do wall runs and double jumps and stuff.
I love how retroactively how powerful they've made Darth Vader.
That's
'cause
what I
Darth
mean,
Vader,
like, at
in
the
the
start.
original trilogy, Darth Vader is like, oh
He
yeah,
looks
he's
like a bitch!
yeah, like he's scary, but he's scary in a way that like he's mystical and unknown. But ever since they've had the technology to show his power, he's just the most beast person
But that's
on the
the thing,
planet.
like-
he's just tearing things apart,
Yeah.
ripping people in half. The end of Rogue One is one of the most amazing scenes I've ever seen in the
It's,
cinema.
it's just crazy, because it's just like at one point, you're just attacking him, and then he's just like, hit. And then you're like defending, like holding both hands, and he's just like,
Yeah, I
what
want
are
to
you
see
doing,
more,
dude?
I want to see more of that. I want more in between 3 and 4 where we get to see Darth Vader before he's old and decrepit and can't move that well.
Yeah.
Like Darth Vader just as
just
he's
after he's
Yeah.
made his lightsaber before Luke is.
yeah, where we actually
realised
get to
his
see
power.
him like tearing through the
Yeah.
universe and just like destroying.
They
That's
don't
the
lose-
thing. Like and okay, leading back to the movies, which we'll talk about the new ones in a bit. With like the originals, there were times when Darth Vader would be like, "Oh, it sits in the Force," blah 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 blah, and the generals that were with him are like, "Oh, this fucking old religion. Clearly, that's all fake. Like, you fucking loser. How can you believe in this? Like, it's not something that is real nowadays, because obviously the Jedi Order is extinct.
Has been
and there's
wiped
only
out.
2 Sith Lords. Emperor Palpatine does nothing, and Darth Vader
It's
does
just
whatever he
you.
wants.
Yeah.
So at that point, when they're like, "Oh, the Force isn't real, you're a fuckwit," and then being choked, like, yes, fair enough, but surely there has been times in the past, at least 3 weeks leading up to that conversation, that Darth Vader has shown his fucking power. Why would you quit? he goes to Kashyyyk and kills all the Wookiees, and you're like, clearly it's not real.
No, I guess, okay.
What?
I guess the between 3 and 4, I think, is 30 years. 17 years.
There is a long period of time.
There is enough time there that there's a lot of time missing there that you could feasibly figure out. You could feasibly say that some of the generals that are in Darth Vader's court have never seen him or any Jedi do anything.
So I suppose from now we can probably say from the end of 3 to the start of Rogue One.
Yeah.
That's still the same amount of time.
It's the same amount of time.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like...
Yeah, I guess, I get what you're saying. But like in that time, there is enough time in there that you can have generals who have never seen Darth Vader in person, never heard of him, and never seen any Jedi or Sith do anything ever, and are just like, yeah. But I'm glad it's a good Star Wars game.
Yeah.
It's a really...
I'm keen for DLC.
If they do it. It's amazing because they have...
I don't think they will.
They will. It's EA.
But that's the thing, they also...
That was the reason they made this game, is because they got sick and tired of being shit on about
It's like the only fucking game I want DLC for.
Exactly. Like God of War. Like, they're just not doing DLC.
What's up, Kyron? You've been busting for a second here.
Yeah, I'm just pissed at EA. Like, they put out all the DLC for shit games you don't want to play, but the one game that everyone is fucking in love with,
what
they're
could
like...
the DLC be? Like...
Oh, well, they could do a lot of things.
Add another planet. They could
Yeah.
add more exploration.
Because then the question, I guess, is like, okay, do you get away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you get away from Darth Vader, so this
Yes.
character assumedly still exists.
Yes.
So they could tell another story.
They set up Star Wars Jedi 2. Like, there is a possibility.
Okay, cool.
There's actually no setup. It's just like the characters are reliable.
There's an open-ended...
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
We could follow the story of Cal and Fresh.
You could make the second one Darth Vader hunting you and you running away from him.
So the openings that I saw were more or less around, yes, you escape, yes, you have the holocron with the children's names, yes, you destroy.
Oh, you get that too.
Yeah, so pretty much you get it, and then the second sister steals it, and then that's why you're invading her base.
Right.
To fight her, because she has
But do you get away with it?
Yes.
So Darth Vader
So
comes
then I
in-
guess that's it, because how long... It's 5 years after Order 66, correct?
Yes.
Alright, cool. So then you've still got 12 years of people hunting down Jedi. I guess you could make a second story
Correct.
where...
So either A,
ends
this
of
dude
the-
dies, or B,
Yeah.
he's in the next trilogy.
Or Darth Vader hunts him down and kills him.
Or Darth has personal beef with a little
Johnny
ant
being
that
hunted
just
down
ran
by
away.
Darth Vader are two very different things.
Fair shout. So
Yeah.
I suppose that would be more of a second game, but yes.
But that being said, this
It has DLC.
sounds like it is more satisfying than Rise of Skywalker was.
Yes.
Yes, it definitely
But
was.
before we tie in, I just want to say there are 7 other sisters.
Oh, you could do that. You could do a boss rush.
That-
No,
that's
the
allowed.
sisters are in Rebels, like they're expanded universe sort of stuff like that.
All of them, all of the other
I don't know if all of them, but like there are Inquisitors in Rebels that
So I noticed this the other day because I was watching Rebels as well. I noticed there were a few, but what I'm saying is there are some with untold stories.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
and that's probably the thing.
And are they actually?
I just
these
want
sisters?
DLC to be able to A, become
Yes.
more powerful, and B, use the fucking lightsaber that I've crafted throughout the entire game.
It did kind of suck because the reason why we're so hungry for DLC is because they introduced so many awesome mechanics right at the end of the game.
Oh, you know,
Mechanics
you,
right at the
and
end,
you're a
and-
Jedi Master now.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
use that shit.
Jedi
You wanna go-
Mechanics,
Okay.
mechanics and customization. So
Also, heaps of bounty hunter stuff they didn't really
should we
explore.
spoil the lightsaber? You know what? Fuck it. The lightsaber.
Yeah.
You start with... So pretty much you can customize like the
I've heard that. You
sleeve
can-
and the emitters and the color crystal. You
Yeah.
can have blue or green.
Or if you get pre-order,
If you get the pre-order, you can get orange.
Well, they've added that in for free now. Like
Oh,
the
do
new
they?
patch, you get all the pre-order.
Yeah,
bonuses
yeah.
in there now.
That's usually what happens.
I got that. I didn't
So
even know that was a thing.
with that in mind...
Can I make a purple one?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, that's what I was leading into. So
you
at
can
one
make
point,
a light purple
at
or
one
a
point,
dark purple.
At one point, you go to a dark side temple, and it's obviously dark side trying to draw you in. So your master, he basically dies during Order 66. So you and him, you're training together.
Yeah,
Order
yeah,
66 initiates, and he's like, get to the fucking escape pod. You go through the air vents. I'll go through the corridors. As you meet up, he's being shot at by the stormtroopers, and you're just carrying behind him. And so what he does, he uses the Force to throw the stormtroopers. He's been shot multiple times at this point. Uses the Force, throws them, gets you in the fucking escape pod. You both shoot off to the planet which you end up on.
Right.
But during the trip, he dies from all the wounds.
Right.
And throughout the entire time, you basically blame yourself because you're the reason that he died.
Right.
You weren't strong
Yeah.
enough to help.
Yeah.
And so when you go to the Dark Side Temple, you fight him. So his
Force
Ghost, but
like,
it's not really.
Like Luke in the weird thing.
Yeah,
fight.
like
against
corrupted. Yeah.
So
Okay,
he's fighting you, and you obviously in every other boss battle you just start with an attack. You keep going, about 6 hits in, he's like, yeah. You stab him in there. He does nothing to block it. He grabs your hands and pushes it further.
Cool.
And he's like, you killed me. And so you're like, no, I don't want to. And you try to pull the lightsaber back. As you do, crush your saber, destroying the kyber crystal inside.
Huh.
So at that point, you need to go back to... what's the ice planet? It was in Clone Wars where they
It's the Kyber Crystal planet.
It's where all the younglings go into a cold cave and they find their own crystal.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, but do they name that planet?
They do. Yes.
It's got a weird.
They don't name it in the movies though.
No. So there's Hoth.
Oh, in Clone Wars. Sorry. I thought
Clone Wars.
Yes, no, you're
Clone
right.
Wars,
Yes.
and in the game it has a name.
Yes, it does. I don't know what it is, but yes, you're right.
But yeah, so they go. So pretty much you crush your saber and you're like, what the fuck? All hope's lost. And then old mate's like, you need to build your lightsaber before we continue. So they go to that planet. He finds his crystal. And he creates it. As he creates it, so once he finds the crystal, he holds it and then it snaps in two, and it's like, fuck! Like, this was the last hope.
Because it was supposed to be
gone.
like, you get the crystal and it might accept you or it might not.
Yes, because the crystal chooses that.
Yeah, so it snaps in two, and it's like, fuck, what do I do? And then BD1 comes up and he's like, hey, brother, I'm cool. And it's like, whatever. And you regain hope. You turn it into two kind of separate lightsabers, more or less.
Okay.
A bit of and as that happens, so when you're building the lightsaber, he grabs the bigger half of the crystal, holds it up, and then it says choose your color. And as you do that, you rotate it, and you go from choosing 2 colors to choosing 6.
Oh, nice.
And so you go like purple, turquoise, cyan, orange, indigo.
I can sing a rain, but
and red and blue and green. You can't go red. And you create it, and then from there you can then choose out of those colors. So that's what I mean. Like, that's right at the end.
Wow.
So if they don't do DLC where I can keep using my fucking cyan lightsaber, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Cool. No, yeah. Maybe I'll just
Out
wait
of
for the
magenta.
DLC, then I'll
Fuck
play the whole
magenta.
game, and then I'll be able
I ain't no Mace Windu.
Sounds like
a dick teased by the lightsaber.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
that
they
sounds like a
add
good
so
plan.
much shit. And like literally to 100% the game, you need to get all customization items because all the collectibles are customization.
What did you just find?
You know, once you get them.
So I think the planet we were looking for was Ilum.
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. That's the planet they used
Yes.
to convert into Starkiller Base.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I did not know that.
I forgot to go into this. So
Yes.
as
Good
you're
explanation.
leaving, as you're leaving Ilum. So once you get your lightsaber, you're leaving Ilum. Pretty much, you notice that that the Imperials are there.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Why are they here? How did they find us? Because you think they're chasing after you, right?
Yeah.
And then after a while, you happen upon like 12 stormtroopers, and they're like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, and you fight them, you kill them, whatever, and then after a while, what is the character's name? The dude
Cal Kestis.
Right, yeah, cool, Cal Kestis. Yeah, so Cal's like, he says to Seer, he's like, cool, I'm here, Imperials are here, they're mining kyber crystals, and I don't know why. Now, yes, Ilum turns into Starkiller Base, but linking into Rogue One, there is a mine of kyber crystals, and that's how they created the Death Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it all links in.
That's cool. It's well done.
And that's what I mean. Like, when I say fan service, I mean it's a fucking it fits so well.
It's fan service,
It's
but
fun
not
to play.
It's not jerking off the
amazing.
fans. It's just like, oh yeah, so these are some really cool little things that can tie it.
Because like as I was going there, I'm going through the caves and I'm like, I think this is the episode with Yoda, and I'm pretty sure this is the episode with Yoda bringing the youngling. I really like that episode. I'm like, cool. And then, getting to that part, I'm like, oh shit, this is for the Death Star.
Yeah, the Kyber
I
crystals.
didn't even know that it was connected to Starkiller Base.
Yes, Starkiller.
That's cool.
Yeah. The Kyber crystals, because the planet naturally produces them.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that can control that level of energy. When it's
to go from killing one planet to
5
a
system and absorbing its sun's energy as well in order to do it.
That's right. Darkiller's way too overpowered.
Yeah, but then we get to
almost like the character.
We need to start talking about this fucking.
Yep, let's do it. Star Wars 9 sucks balls.
Alright, so we're going to do the thing where I guess the plot points?
Yeah, okay. Kyron,
yes!
Alright.
Kyron has not seen it, he will guess the plot points.
Rise of Skywalker.
No.
Cool.
Actually,
Off to a great start.
So Kylo Ren's like, oh, I should stop being bad.
Yes.
Yeah,
He does.
eventually,
He do.
Points for that.
No, it's a yes or no, guys. Come on.
We see a lot more Force ghosts.
You hear a lot more Force ghosts.
Define a lot more.
And
C.
also, like at the end, like with all the.
You said
stuff,
C.
like, what is that?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you do. You see a lot more Force ghosts.
Sith.
The Sith.
Who?
In the fucking in
the stadium.
Palpatine's thing.
Oh,
Those aren't actual people. They're all just ghosts.
Oh, fuck, are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were just random
Oh,
followers.
so they're all just Sith
Right.
Force
So
ghosts.
that secret that Qui-Gon Jinn figured out isn't a secret. Awesome.
No, it is.
No. Okay, so that's a different thing.
So that's why you're confusing me, because Force ghosting was first found by Qui-Gon Jinn.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't
And it was
first
considered
found.
a light side power.
No, it wasn't first found by him. He was just the first of the Jedi Order to figure it out. The other thing is, it's not Force Ghost. It's the Sith version of it, because it's at that point where he says, 1,000 generations of Sith live in him. He is every Sith at that point, and he is projecting every Sith that has ever lived out there. They're not real. There are projections from Palpatine outwards. So they are Force ghosts. He's using the Force to project them, but they're not actually there.
This doesn't.
The way you were thinking, no.
Yeah,
Cool.
not
But you do hear them.
You do
And you
hear.
hear Yoda. No.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
somebody who's pretending to be Mace Windu.
It's like, what about the Wookiee attack on Kashyyyk? No, he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
But okay, so fuck. Yes, Snoke's Palpatine. No,
Technically.
because Snoke is like from what Shannon just said.
Snoke is a biological creation.
Snoke is Palpatine as much as a stormtrooper is Jango Fett.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. He is a botched little clone.
Yes. Basically. Yeah.
Botchling. Fuck him.
And it's just, they never 100% confirmed that he's a clone of Palpatine. He could be a clone of something else.
It could be an original Snoke.
We find out who Rey's parents is, and it's really not that fucking important.
We do find out, and it's kind of fucking important, and it's kind of fucking stupid.
I wouldn't say important as much as it's substantial.
Okay.
Oh, not substantial.
It's important to the plot of this movie.
Impactful.
Yeah, very
Yes.
impactful to this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It's a big deal.
All right. And then the blue the guy who wields the saber.
The black
Finn.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn. Yes, Finn. He dies.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, but it would have been better if he did.
Yeah, that would have been a better ending to his story.
Either A in the one before or B this one.
Because man, Finn gets shat on.
Holy-
Finn's my favorite character.
Holy fucking shit!
My final prediction is the ending is shoehorned and it doesn't feel like an ending.
No, it feels like an ending, but it's definitely shoehorned, and I hate the final line.
To be fair, this whole movie feels shoehorned.
Yeah,
So
because they tried to make sense of everything that they fucked up in the last two.
But also
Right.
the prequels, but also like
Yeah.
the Star Wars has had 2 solid movies and everything else has been weird after that.
What were the 2 solid movies?
The 2 solid movies are Episode 4 and Episode 5. No one liked 6 when it came out, and it was only people only started liking it when the prequels
People
were
didn't like
awful.
6 because of the Ewoks.
No, there was a lot of reasons people didn't like 6 because people were fucking hyped for 3 years.
3 is a good movie. The acting is not great. The dialogue is not great.
3 has gotten better with age because people can.
Fights make me calm.
Yeah,
Look,
Right.
I've found every Star Wars movie entertaining.
The
Yeah, that's what
only
they're supposed to be.
the only genuinely barely watchable prequel is the second one.
It's true. Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is legitimately the worst Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
There's
the second
like
one.
Isn't it rated like one of the best on like Rotten Tomatoes or something?
So number 3 is rated the worst out of IGN's coverage.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
dog shit.
Okay. Shall we tell
So you got
Kyron?
2 points.
Sick.
You got 0.5 on 2 of them because
Yeah.
I'm like, you got 1 point for the ending being shoehorned. I'm giving this entire movie the ending. So
The ending, I would say literally the last line of the entire episode is shoehorned in.
Yeah, I called it.
The last line
Like I
felt
knew
like
the
it
ending
kind of-
would be shit.
The last line felt like an after-school special. It looked like she stared at the camera and went, "Don't do drugs, kids."
And remember to always be yourself. No performance enhancing drugs.
no, kind of like being yourself.
No, okay,
Definitely
okay.
not being yourself.
Okay. Okay, I
Whatever
have.
you want. It's all
No, I have a thing to say about that. Okay.
This seems really complex and dumb.
I know where you're going to go with this.
The theme and the concept behind what happens in this film,
Yeah.
I am okay with.
Yes.
The idea of who you will. Okay, I'm going to spoil the thing that you kind of fucked up at the very first question. Rey's not a Skywalker; she's a Palpatine.
But
Like, so
Like
she
Luke
is. She is Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter.
So her parents were nobody. Her grandparent.
Is somebody.
The
So her
parents-
parents were nobodies, but her father is Palpatine's son. How that happened and what that means is never explained.
Some people think maybe it was kind of like
He was
Boba Fett being like a kid.
Yeah,
being
like maybe he
raised.
made a clone and then he raised it and then it didn't, and then that clone gained its own conscience and was like, "Fuck you, Dad."
Yeah,
Saying
that-
that in the expanded universe, Palpatine has had, first of all, several lives.
Yes,
Secondly,
yeah.
He has had children
Yes.
before.
But it's never. But the thing is, when it comes to
Not
expanded
in this
universe, they
particular
shouldn't use that in the
Not in the
films.
movies.
They should
no.
never
And
use
that's,
that in the
that's
films.
why it confused me.
Yeah. So the thing at the end of the movie, Rey is asked by a person, "What's your name? Who are you?" And she answers, "Rey." And the person goes, "Rey who?" And she answers, "Rey Skywalker."
Cool.
Now, the point of the movie and the point of that bit is that you are not defined by who your parents are. You're not defined by your lineage or not defined by what your past is. You get to choose who your future self is, which is a wonderful
which was
thing.
also the point of The Last Jedi.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
wonderful thing to say and a wonderful thing to have, but the way it was done was a fucking shit show. From start to fucking finish. Oh my god!
Editing for like the first hour is just boom, 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 boom. We're gonna cut, like, you're not going to be able to keep up. It's just fucking breakneck speeds immediately.
Which I was okay with. I was
No.
like, oh, no. I was okay with the breakneck speed at the start because I'm like, okay, it's a couple years later, things have happened, it's going at a pace. But I expected it to kind of hit a point to allow the explanation.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind the idea of this episode being a treasure hunt. Of like, we've got to
Oh,
find
I
a
know.
thing.
Like,
That was nice. It was a cool idea. They've never done that before. But man, the first 30 minutes of that thing, they basically just like, oh, remember Last Jedi? Fuck that shit. Forget that shit. It never happened.
What?
Nope. So what pissed me off at the start, and I feel like you two have done this on a very different level. I understand the whole fast-paced thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Your jump-to-jump thing, I feel like that was a lot more literal. Am I wrong?
they
When you
like,
say jump-to-jump, do you mean like the light-speed jump to jump? Or do you
No.
just mean like a lot of shit was just kind of moved on?
so it was just like seeing like Kylo fucking attacking everyone. Boom, now he's in this room. Boom, now he's on a ship. Boom, now he's in the Sith temple.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, a lot just happens.
I had no issues with that. That's,
He's talking about the cutting. He's like,
It's like the literal
actual movie is cut
Yeah.
in such a way that it's like, we're here, and like 10 minutes have passed.
well, it's possible. So it's basically saying like while Rey was training, he was finding this, and that's how they're on evil, if not disadvantaged playing fields. That's why it was in the
Yeah,
same
no.
way that-
Again, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind
My
it.
issue is with a lot of things, but with the starting. So in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, there was literally a weapon, well, not a weapon, but a piece of technology that was created by the Sith that was able to track starships through through hyperspeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With that happening, there was a scene right at the start where Finn and Poe
Yeah.
were in a starship trying to escape the Empire, or the First Order.
Yeah.
Trying to escape them, and as they were doing that, they were doing lightspeed jump to lightspeed jump. It was in shorter distances, yes, but it was still a lightspeed jump, which in my books counts as losing tracking. But in that same time, the reason they were doing lightspeed to lightspeed to lightspeed is because the First Empire kept finding them. That was never
I
explained.
didn't like that part though. We just got like
Why?
No. They explained that in The Last Jedi, because in The Last Jedi they were tracking them through lightspeed.
You're right, yeah.
The whole Last Jedi, the entirety of The Last Jedi, they are tracking the Rebel fleet.
But they
through
destroy the
lightspeed.
one ship that's able to do that.
It's not a ship that's the thing. They have the technology. They could rebuild that ship. It's been 3 or 4 years.
What do you mean? They had the technology in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but they never implemented it in the movies. This is what I'm saying. They shouldn't pull shit from outside.
But the Clone Wars was purely like, hey, we built this technology. They destroyed the thing that had the technology, and that was the end of the problem.
Yeah, no.
So to do that in the movie, that's not to say,
Yeah,
we destroyed
Dean,
this, and now we're gonna...
Dean, they
we're
destroyed
gonna
the Death Star in Episode 4. It didn't destroy the problem. They just built another Death Star.
The blueprints are there, like everything else.
Like that doesn't solve anything.
Going back to the first movie.
What I'm saying is
Technically, it's the 4th.
Regardless, they're making hyper...
They nerfed hyperspeed.
they're making lightspeed jumps.
They're making them irrelevant and useless except for travel.
I thought it was pretty cool.
The whole
Yeah,
point
I
of
like that
lightspeed
part.
in the previous movies was to escape your chases.
Yeah, but now that's too easy.
Yeah.
But they go from,
No,
we can't do it because we're not, our fucking thing's not charged, to, we'll just do it every
I'm actually going to end up defending this film. I don't know what to do.
legit.
I actually do agree with Dean just off the concept. Like, as a person who hasn't seen it, I agree with the concept of they fucking nerfed lightspeed. Lightspeed
But the
was
thing is-
always a thing that was, fuck, we used it, we need to wait for the battery to charge
In
again.
saying that,
Like, it was always like a kind of like a not doing it for the sake of travel.
Doing it.
No, but
It
the
was-
thing is that, like, okay, but I don't understand what you saw in the film then, because the literal thing is at the end of that scene, the Valkyrie is fucked. Like, and they're like, oh, we can't do this. Finn is shouting at Poe, you can't keep doing this, you're going to blow the hyperdrive. And Poe's like, no, I can do this, I can keep doing it, we just need one more and we'll get home. And then when they land the thing, it's on fucking fire. Like,
Okay,
it wasn't
okay.
It wasn't like it was non-sacrificial.
Thinking back, yes, you're right. But with them getting home, weren't tracks, obviously. So the tracking technology is bullshit. Right?
No,
But it is, because they were tracking the last
they
jump.
actually destroyed all of those TIE fighters through those jumps.
So what was tracking them? The TIE fighters or the spaceship?
Yes.
both, because
Yes.
also the point of making multiple light speed
Bullshit,
jumps.
right?
When did TIE fighters get a hyperdrive?
No. Oh my god. I think you got completely confused in that very starting thing. Because it wasn't the TIE fighters per se. Because every time the big ship jumped, they let 2 more TIE fighters out.
Alright. And
It wasn't it wasn't the same set of TIE fighters going. They let us a few more sets out every time the big one jumped. And the other thing is the reason Poe says I'm gonna do these multiple jumps is because they can track me through light speed, through hyperspace in one jump. But if I jump and then jump again, they won't be able to track me. If I keep doing it, I will mess up their tracking system because it's not one jump.
So you basically did light speed serpentine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically doing that because it's not one jump they're tracking, they now have to track 3 or 4 in a row.
I suppose
it was
that's
just
okay.
trying to confuse them.
Wait,
My
who
issue
shot
now-
first? Arnold Greedo.
My issue now is Poe force sensitive?
No.
No, not Poe.
How
Poe,
in
Finn.
the fuck
Finn
did
is-
he do so many light speed jumps and nearly crash without dying?
I think
Because
that's the
he's
point
the
of
Han
that thing.
Solo.
Yeah.
I think the point of that scene
Oh my
is
God.
also to show how good of a pilot
Yeah,
Poe is.
that point is to show that
And
Poe
he
is
did
fucking
crash a
badass.
couple of times.
Oh,
He's great.
yeah.
I'm glad they left 3 movies for that.
I know. Okay, so here is my big...
They were gonna kill him in the first one.
No,
He
here's
was
my...
meant to die.
Here was my big thing that I came away walking the Rise of Skywalker. There are 3 universes out there, 3 alternate universes that are out there. The first one goes Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, and then some other third movie that finishes it off properly. The second universe goes Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and some new third movie that...
Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, from Last Jedi. The third universe is Force Awakens, some different middle movie, and Rise of Skywalker finishes off that trilogy. We just live in the worst timeline, where all three of those got muddled up, because the Rise of Skywalker isn't bad, it's bad because of what came before it.
Yeah.
The other two movies set up a finale that was not Rise of Skywalker. It spends the first half an hour of the movie basically setting up everything, being like, okay, forget Last Jedi happened. This is what you need to remember from Force Awakens. Yeah. This is all this other shit that we're dropping in really quickly. Yeah. And now I'm going to wrap up a trilogy's worth of shit in the rest of this movie.
Because there's also a lot of stuff that happened in The Last Jedi that they did still keep.
Yeah, but like the main stuff they shit on.
Well, what do you mean the main stuff?
Like Rey, you're no one.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
But her parents were no one.
Yeah, but so actually, this
and that was the whole thing, is that he was lying when he said that. He knew that there was.
This is the question I have though. How much of Rise of Skywalker was written before Last Jedi, and how much was written after? Because I can't tell.
Your brain, huh?
Well, they fired the director, so obviously the people they didn't like it. They wanted it to change.
I am confused by the fact that the Emperor's son is a no one. He's the Emperor's son.
He was no one.
He had no impact.
He didn't want anything to do with it.
In the same way that we talk about, so we've got Palpatine, Palpatine's son, and Rey. Not Palpatine's son, Palpatine's granddaughter.
Yeah.
He had no impact on the universe. No. She did.
He was basically like Luke Skywalker before Luke Skywalker was found. Like Luke Skywalker was a nobody.
You had Anakin's kid to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm further confused by the fact of how is he a nobody, because like when was the dad born? Like was he emperor? Was he chancellor?
No.
Either way, wouldn't have been a nobody. He would have been a person of status, regardless.
No.
He was on Tatooine. Like he was literally fucking nobody.
And he probably didn't even really know who his dad was.
Okay, so he's a bastard kid.
No. We don't know.
He never went into politics. He never wanted to follow in his father's footsteps, and when he found out his father was evil, he's like, hell fuck that shit.
Yeah, and he ran away. Like
and to hide his daughter.
Yeah.
Lit. We still know who Trump's son is. Not a nobody. He doesn't do shit.
Yeah, but
he's not doing anything. Still know that exists.
They didn't know who he was.
No.
So he's...
We're saying this because he literally... We're not trying to hide this from you.
No, it just doesn't make sense
like,
to
I'm getting what you're saying, getting why you're confused. Like, he is a somebody, but like, for all intents and purposes to the galaxy, he's a nobody. No one knows who he is, no one knows where... No one even knew he existed.
Okay.
And on the plane of being force sensitive and like, Kylo Ren should know that the Emperor was hiding himself from everybody. He hid Easter eggs around so that Kylo Ren or somebody would find him eventually, and then he could start.
And this is the thing that kind of annoys me about this. Like, I get, like, yeah, they can do the semantic dance about like, yeah, Rey's parents were nobody all they want, but the actual point of what was done in Last Jedi was completely erased. Because the whole point was that anyone could be force sensitive. What about the little kid at the end of the Last Jedi who picks up the thing? The younglings just fuck them.
Because they were talking about all of the younglings that were force sensitive, and they showed them, and then they didn't talk about them in the last movie.
I think the other thing, like going back to Shannon's point earlier, the Last Jedi ends. There's no cliffhanger. There's no like to be continued. It's just like, hey, everything's fucked at the moment. And at least for me, I felt like this could have been a trilogy then, but it just sort of just ended.
Yeah.
So going into Rise of Skywalker, they're gonna like, bam, the Emperor's back. What's he doing? He's got a whole fleet of Death Stars, basically.
The dead speak.
So the Death Star, sorry, the lasers on the Death Stars, they put on the starships.
Yeah, that's
not starships, Star Destroyers. So now Star Destroyers are just portable Death Stars. So and then for the last 35 years, Palpatine's been building this fleet using his Sith power, using like manipulating and stuff. So they had to like explain all that so that it wouldn't be a threat, because pretty much all the threat except for Kylo is not there in like as opposed to like episode 5 or 6. Darth Vader's still out there. He's Luke's father. Now we got
See, and that's the thing, is that when it started as like a chase and a hunt, I was like, this would be a really... if that movie just kept it that, of like Rey and Finn and Poe running around trying to find Exegol, the Sith planet, and Kylo hunting them, and then the final scene happens, but all this middle shit just kind of fucked with it.
So my, I guess, biggest issue, and it really does come later than where we're up to in the story, I guess, but
we're bouncing around a lot.
I mean, it's hard because this movie's a mess.
Yeah, so pretty much Rey goes on a mission to find the map to the Emperor. There are 2 maps to the Emperor. Kylo found that in the first minute of the movie. Right? That's what the jump cuts were. It was him following the trails to the first one. Rey, after the whole jump speed thing and fucking apparently training with Leia to become a Jedi, eventually finds out there's a second one by Lando Calrissian, or not Lando.
No.
Goes to Jakku?
No.
Wait, what's that sand planet?
No. It's
Tatooine? A different sand planet.
It's not Jakku or to Tatooine, it's something else.
It's a new planet.
Yeah.
But she goes there with Poe and Finn and fucking everyone else, and meet up with Lando, and they're basically finding the person that had the second map. On her way there, she finds a ship, and she's like, I've seen this ship before. Turns out the ship is the one that transported her to Jakku. With her parents. Yep.
The one flashback we've seen a couple of times.
Okay.
Like left.
Yeah.
Planet.
Yeah.
Turns out that her parents took her there, but then were chased down by a bounty hunter or something.
Hired by
Palpatine to find her, to bring her to power along his side, because she was a very strong
when he found out
sensitive.
she exists.
Which kind of fills the gap of how the fuck did this person who just found out they're Force sensitive beat a Sith Lord who had been training for years?
Okay, yeah.
That was the whole, like, how the fuck? That's how.
Yeah.
Now, going into that, after she figures it all out, finds the map, or rather finds where the map is, she goes to a planet where the Death Star had a piece fall down.
It's another moon of Endor from
That's
so
right,
you know the forest moon of Endor.
Yeah.
It's another moon of Endor where part of the second Death Star crashes.
Yeah.
and a bunch of stormtroopers who rebelled against the Empire lived there.
Against the First Order. They're specifically
From the First Order.
Yeah.
They had the same realization of Finn.
They were, and this is the thing. This is one of the things they pick up in this movie and then just drop. They were child soldiers.
Yeah.
There were child soldiers who were stolen from their parents and trained to be stormtroopers, and then rejected that, and then came to this planet.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about them.
You might read it in the book.
I might, yeah.
That's what that is. Like,
yeah, or I might get a Netflix series or a Disney Plus series out of it.
So basically, this map to the Emperor is on the second.
Oh yeah, the map is a knife too.
Cool.
Yeah. No.
The map
to the map.
Yeah, the map to the map is a knife.
Yes. Right.
honestly, a lot of
It's a
stuff.
protractor.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. She needs to be standing exactly where she happened to be.
So, like-
it's Indiana Jones logic of like you have to be in the right place at the right time, which is fine for like an action movie like this. This just kept up the Indiana Jones logic.
Yeah.
That's fine, but then there's just a lot of like retcons and Star Wars bullshit. That
Yeah, almighty.
But yeah, so basically, Rey goes. So they want to go to the piece of the Death Star. It's in the middle of like a raging ocean. Everyone's like, "Oh, we can't go there because the waves are too high." And then, classic Rey fashion, just decides to fucking go there anyway because fuck it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone freaks out. She's gonna die. She gets there safely. And
Then they have when she finds all that bit. I will say the lightsaber battle on the ruined Death Star is one of my favorite lightsabers.
Outside or inside?
Outside.
Yes.
On the water. The reason I think it's so fucking cool is because both Rey and I think the actors do an amazing job, because it's the first time I've ever seen a lightsaber battle where you can see fatigue.
Yes.
Towards the end of it, they're like heaving and they're like, and they're trying, and you can feel weight behind it, and they're not just dancing with light swords.
Yeah.
They're like fucking going at each other, and there's weight, and like they're tired, and they're trying.
And there's the emotion pick on it because Rey's super frustrated. She just had like to fight her evil self, like Luke had to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, we're skipping ahead. So
no, we would just add the thing.
well, you say that, but like it hasn't been explained. You're saying like she did this because of that anyway.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to just explain that lightsaber fight is really fucking good. But yeah, she finds the map.
Before that, so yes, so there's a whole like feeling where she gets to the room where Darth Vader, the Emperor,
It's the Emperor's throne room.
rules sitting in.
In the Death Star,
like,
the Emperor's
so
throne
when
room.
Luke like fucking goes at him and Darth Vader's like stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's standing in there. She's walking around. It's a big like heavy like theatrical music bullshit. And then at that point, she walks into a room where she has a Force, I guess, experience the same way that Luke did with Darth Vader back in the
Fifth
fourth one.
No, it's episode 5. It's on Dagobah with Yoda.
Is it before or after he does? Because
It's before he dies. It's during his training.
oh wait.
Well, I find it
no,
there.
I'm thinking of fourth, fifth, yes.
Yes.
I was thinking the fifth is the fourth because
The fifth chronologically, the
the
second
first I thought was the third,
yeah, fucking
but
keep going.
I missed. Anyway, yes.
So
So
was
same
the
way
miss.
in the cave. Yes.
Yeah.
Same way in the cave. So she has a experience against a premonition, more or less, which is herself with the double-sided lightsaber, where she can fold it out. So it's basically when she turns it on, it's got two blades. She flicks it, turns it into a double-sided.
That's kind of cool.
It's a cool idea.
Cool, hot, horny, terrifying.
Except her teeth are weird when she's a Sith.
Yes.
They give her like Bilbo teeth, like the tiny little jagged like shark teeth.
It's not ideal.
Yeah, when she goes it's like,
Yeah, so
She got crack
basically they
mouth.
have like a 30-second fight. She busts back out of the room that she was fighting in. Finds the piece, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Kylo rocks up then, and that's when they have
Yeah,
the lightsaber
and so
fight.
they're battling on top of the ruins of the Death Star.
I just want to quickly say, in that like in the throne room there, I like there's like the pre-fight basically. Rey's like angry and confused and all that, and Kylo's just dodging. And a lot of people have like analysed that, like when Luke did that against him in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Like he ate with a hologram, but he was still dodging everything like effortlessly. So like that just
Kylo
Kylo
is
is
the
like
difference between power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like Kylo started to grow.
Yeah, I mean, Rey's power is immense, but it is still unfiltered, unrefined. It's not fully trained. Whereas
Exactly.
Kylo's is very much
Switch.
It was a cool like thing, and then they get into the full like water fight.
Which leads me back into when she was training with Leia. So on the Death Star fight, halfway through, they both get distracted by Finn and Poe in a spaceship, I'm pretty sure.
No, they're there. They are.
Oh, they're on the ship.
Yes.
That's right, yes, because they force jump over to the second part, don't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, because Finn's like, Rey, no, and then she's like, stay back and force pushes it.
Yeah. And so as they're fighting, eventually Rey overpowers Kylo, but he gets distracted by something. What does he get distracted by?
Leia's
Leia dying.
She's dying.
That's
she's,
right,
It's
yes.
it's like her reach
her
out.
her last remnants of her power, she reaches out to Kylo to try and like connect
So that's-
with him.
But Rey doesn't get distracted. She
No,
doesn't know.
She doesn't, no. So Carrie Fisher, that's how they killed her off, basically.
Yeah.
She died during the fight.
She forced
Kylo just freezes, and then Rey stabs him in the side.
Okay.
As he falls to the ground, she like force heals him,
Using a part of her life. That's
which is weird.
They established that with the snake earlier on,
So that was a snake, that's right.
It's also established in The Mandalorian.
like the day before.
Yeah,
like,
The Mandalorian establishes that's the thing.
Ah.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why the fuck that's happening, same with like, I don't know if you knew this, but Palpatine's message to the galaxy. The start of the movie is that every single ship, town, every planet in the galaxy is getting a simultaneous broadcast of a message from Emperor Palpatine. He actually announces to the galaxy that he is back and that he's ready to take over. That message was not in the movie. It was in the Fortnite tie-in.
he's telling the
It's the
truth.
sound of Dean dying.
Are you fucking
I'm out. I'm out.
Nope.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the
people
Fortnite
do-
tie-in, that was where the message, you can hear the message about it, you can go on YouTube and find it, and then there is a separate time, which I'm sure you'll get to in a bit deep. I don't know if we can go through the whole plot, but there's a point where someone makes a call for the Rebel Alliance,
What?
and Lando's message for the Rebel call is in Fortnite as well.
I did not know that part.
Cool. Anyway,
It is time for Fortnite to die.
Anyway, yada yada
regardless
yada,
of
they
the,
get to Hexagon.
the autistic screeching, I will pursue later.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we get an appearance from Han Solo.
Oh yeah, that was a cool
That's
moment.
pretty cool. Purely because Carrie Fisher died. If
Yeah.
not,
So
I'm
that-
sure.
I feel like
it
that
would
would-
have
We have the lovely Ben reconciling, about to come good again.
with his parents.
And it's
so-
the very much like he can't say it, and Han Solo does the I know,
yeah.
like the
Same
same
scene.
thing. It was very nice. It was very very nice.
When Rey heals Kylo of his stab wound, she also heals the scar on his face, which helps the further development of Kylo Ren has died and Ben Solo.
is back.
Yeah.
And then this is the part where Adam Driver's acting, it does change. Like his turn to Ben is really good. You're like, oh, I want to watch a movie with Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Not if they're gonna keep fucking them.
Side note, saw a meme where it was like, Ben Swallow is only so big because he carried Star Wars.
Yes, yeah. I mean, like all the actors do a phenomenal
Yeah,
job. The
actors
performances
do what
are
they
great.
need, what
The
hold to
actors-
do to the
yeah.
best.
But the script and the pacing just falls apart.
So I suppose it's really hard to explain the story while also pointing out the flaws that I have issues with. So the light speed jumping, look, it was an issue for me.
Yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. My next part, Leia was a Jedi.
Yeah.
So yes, she was force sensitive in the
No,
last one.
that's also
fair enough.
That's also
She was canonically
A Jedi.
a Jedi in the extended universe, which was made redundant by Disney.
Yeah, it's now Legends.
I never thought of it as continuing.
Because
whatever.
the director said he doesn't care, he's going to include it anyway.
Which is bullshit. But anyway, fuck.
The thing that they said when they announced Legends is that the thing about Legends is that sometimes they are true. So that's why they're able to incorporate some things like...
No, that's called justifying a mistake.
Yeah, well...
not all of Legends is canon, so there's a bunch
That's
of
what I'm
things.
saying. Like, you can't be like,
But that's the thing, they just bring
I'm a
in-
racist, but like you can't. Well, I'm not a racist, but like you can't say your statement and still you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't do that.
But that's the thing,
Either
like...
make it canonical or create a story where it is.
Well,
Don't get rid of it and then bring it
But that's
back.
the thing, I think they did. Like, Leia goes on to be like one of like the big teachers of the Jedi Order in the Legends. What I'm
Yeah, in
talking
the new expanded universe, she is.
Where
yeah,
is that?
that's
Like the
already
new
done.
comics
Wait.
that they're doing.
Yeah, no, that's been that they.
Wait, the thing that they say in Rise of Skywalker is that once you realise Kylo had defected, she shut herself off
Yeah.
from the Force.
Yeah.
No, that's not why she shut herself off. The reason she shut herself off is because during training with Luke, where apparently she's better than him,
Oh, she sees a vision of her
she
son.
says, the end of my lightsaber's journey is where my son will die. And she never picked it up again.
Yeah.
That is why she put her lightsaber down and cut herself off.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pissed me off. When was she ever force sensitive up until
Well,
she
no,
brought
I
herself
In
don't-
back?
episode 6.
Yeah.
She realizes that Darth Vader has died. She realizes Luke is
Yeah, in the force sensitive sense that she knew something happened, not in the sense that she was a fucking Jedi.
She was
That's
forced-
what Luke trains her.
There's a difference between what I think Dean's trying to get across between being force sensitive and being a force user.
That's the thing, you have
Yeah,
to
but
learn
that's-
to use it.
Just because you're a force sensitive doesn't make you stronger than the chosen one.
Yeah, but she wasn't.
But she was. She beat him in a duel.
Yeah, but she's also his sister. Like she's a Skywalker too. Like it's been
Names don't bring power. Palpatine, yes.
That's the whole point of this trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know where you're I don't know where you thought you could
Where are
save
you
yourself
going with
there.
that? This whole thing is called the Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, to end the Skywalker saga,
No, no,
because
no, no,
that's all we fucking talk about when it comes to Star Wars.
Exactly.
They are the family that is...
Yeah, I don't get. I don't see why you're so confused as to why Leia's like. Again, I think we all hate this movie to varying degrees.
Yes.
I think we hate it for different reasons.
Very
Yeah.
different.
Like very different reasons.
Like, the thing is that, like, Luke just let his
All
guard
I'm
down.
saying is, if you're going to make Leia some all-powerful bullshit mistress, fair enough. Give her a purpose. She had none.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they couldn't.
But the thing is, like, what-
She,
so-
the actress was.
But like, make her force sensitive or not.
But she is. She flew out of space into a spaceship.
Into a coma, correct.
Yes. Like, she flew in space using just the Force. Like,
Yeah.
she's completely a Force user.
That's like fly or fly.
When did she do that?
in Last Jedi. In the Last Jedi, when the ship gets destroyed, she's
General
in space
Akbar has
flying.
his bullshit death.
Yeah.
She's in space. She flies herself back into the ship. Fair enough.
I wouldn't call that flight or fight because like she
Where was
controls
the
it.
force in the fucking thing before that? Why was it?
Okay,
choosing
no.
the force
So I need to ask a question.
to anything
What? No.
else?
So I need to ask a question of you. What are you asking them to do?
Because
To not randomly make her an all-powerful Jedi.
So are you saying that like in order for her to have had Force powers in the Rise of Skywalker, she had to either show them in the previous movies, which they can't do because those movies have already been done, or do you
But they
want
have also shown it.
or do you want an expanded universe story that tells you where she?
Either
like, what do you-
expanded universe,
which
or,
I think they're doing.
or make it a show in the fact. Okay, she was a general in.
Okay,
in,
chill.
In the first part of this trilogy, she was the general.
Yeah. But you said
of the
yourself that
Resistance.
she cut herself off from the Force because of
Yeah, because of the vision, and she cut herself off, and that training montage happens right after the Return of the Jedi.
It just seems so convenient.
Of course, it's a fucking
Yeah.
Star Wars movie.
Yeah, they're doing it for a reason.
Yeah,
like we
but-
agree with
We
you.
agree with you.
We agree
It's
with
But we don't think
shoehorned.
your anger is in the right place.
I get it. I get it.
I just
With-
don't like
we
how
get
they've
it.
rewritten this
Okay.
entire character.
I
That's
get
like saying Mace Windu is the best swordsman in the world, and then
They have-
fucking some youngling beats him in a duel.
They have literally recently said one of the directors of a new Star Wars movie or thing has come out and said, "Oh, maybe Mace Windu didn't die in Episode 3." They are literally willing to do anything.
Yeah, they
Like you can't. Like you need to get over that.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, but what I see where Dean's point is coming from. Don't say she's this big, powerful training
Yeah,
like
She was
person
so
who-
useless in the original trilogy.
Can I finish?
Let him finish.
Yeah. So don't say she's this big, powerful, big bad, like tough bitch, and then only show it in the movies through either like not through retconning it, but through actually showing it in the movies
See, yeah.
and displaying a cognizant use of her powers.
Well, that was the.
And that's what I think Dean's getting at.
Exactly
Is
right.
like
No.
she's doing it, but there is an argument to be made that she is not cognizant of the fact that she is using the Force.
Agreed.
If you have not read those books, which are legends, which
We don't even consider legends at all, regardless.
Regardless, I think the thing is like the time we see Leia using her Force powers is in a flashback. And then she cuts herself off after that flashback. So from the time of that flashback, which appears because they use the de-aging technology.
oh, so this is in the movie. Okay,
Yes,
cool. I
it's
thought
in
this
the
was it.
movie.
I thought
No,
that.
no, no. There was
I
a
thought that
flashback.
particular.
So there is a
There's a
flashback
flashback
where
in the
it's got
movie.
two Jedi fighting it out. They've got masks covering their face. At one point, one falls to the ground, the other one helps them up. The masks reveal that it is both Leia and Luke training after the third movie or the sixth, however you want to look
After
at it.
Return of the Jedi. It's
After
after
Return of
that.
the Jedi.
And then she cuts herself off there. So from there on, she
has
wouldn't
no connection
have.
to the Force.
Yeah.
Which I understand that, but there's no mention of her being this all-powerful thing up until it's convenient.
Because it's a reveal.
Yeah.
It's a
That is
reveal.
that is a shit reveal.
Oh well, you think that? A lot of people probably didn't.
Yeah.
Like, just
What
get
do you
over
mean?
Get over it.
Like,
There were 4 movies where she had no Force powers, and then they were like, "Oh, she can fly." What the fuck?
No, I agree with you.
Yes.
The Last Jedi one is dumb. But
Yeah.
but because the Last Jedi one happened, the Rise of Skywalker thing didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Because it already happened.
I saw that as like a reckoning of, oh shit, she's Force sensitive.
Yeah, because that's the
Like,
thing.
yes, obviously she sensed that
No.
fucking Darth Vader died or whatever.
That
like,
was
that's
the
cool.
reveal, and then they explained it in the next movie. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like I just
In the movie we watched that we're talking about, that
Yeah.
one that we've been talking about how they explain
like,
it.
I think you've just missed. Have you just erased? Have you erased?
all I'm saying is don't make a mistake and then rewrite it in. Just have a fucking story before you start your little journey.
Yes.
Have
Yeah.
you erased the Last Jedi from your memory?
I fucking should.
Because like all of the questions you have are answered in the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
Because my next one is, since when did Ben and Rey have a fucking romantic relationship.
No,
That pissed me off.
Stop! That was what we were getting to. Finish your story, your explanation.
Anyway.
and then we can bitch
No,
about
there's
it.
so much.
Where was I up to?
You're up to
We
the
weren't
battle.
far off the end.
What do you remember last? So Kylo had his thing with his parents.
Yeah.
There was a training thing between Leia. She was a Jedi all along. We all knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It was
Yeah.
clear as day.
Yeah. She was basically Star Killer. What was that?
Star Killer Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Continue.
So as it turns out, so when Rey finally gets to the planet where the Emperor is.
Yep.
So
The Sith planet Exegol.
It was a hidden planet.
Hidden planet.
hidden
And
planet.
that's why they needed
That's
special
why they needed a
directions.
map.
Yeah.
So the map led them to the hidden planet.
Yeah.
And so she gets there by herself. She uses because originally, sorry, no, I missed a step. So she exiles herself to the planet that Luke was on last.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this was kind of bullshit.
Yeah. Right. So she goes there. She kind of chills out for a bit, and then Luke appears as a Force ghost and is like, "What are you doing?"
Specifically in this moment, she has Luke's X-wing.
Yes.
Is it Luke's X-wing or another X-wing?
No, just
Next to
another
another
It's
ship.
another ship. He has another ship, and she burns it, sets it on fire,
Yeah.
and goes to throw Luke's lightsaber into the fire. And as it throws, you see a ghost hand come out of the fire and catch it.
Yeah.
And he catches the lightsaber and says, "Was it like a Jedi's tool should be treated with more respect, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that?" And you're like, "You spent the whole last movie shitting on the Jedi Order. Fuck off,
Dude, like 6 hours ago, you threw that shit over a cliff.
The
Yeah.
sacred text!
dude." Oh man,
Get
it's
your
so annoying.
fucking morals in place.
Like,
Oh,
this
my
is
dad
what-
has some hope after killing 1,000,000 people. Oh, my nephew had bad dreams. Like, fuck.
But this is what I'm saying about, like, I want to know how much of Rise of Skywalker was planned
Before.
and
That's
how
the
much
thing.
was planned after.
If you're going
'Cause it's
to-
just so
If you're going to bring something back like Star Wars, do it correctly.
Yes, anyway.
which the
keep
keep
going.
going, keep
Regardless.
going.
So, as that
Just
happens...
put a pin. The reason she exiled herself is that because back on the desert planet, the
Oh,
ship
yeah,
took
yeah.
off. The ship took off, and
Oh, yeah.
they thought Chewie was in it. So she's in a force battle with Kylo, trying to bring it down.
They're both force pulling the ship, trying
And then
to
she's
get
like,
it.
getting too emotional. And she zaps it with dark side.
she
Yeah,
accidentally uses
so
force
it's got that
light.
part.
So she's like,
like-
Chewie! She thinks she killed him.
They think Jade killed Chewie.
But it
Turns out they didn't.
Yeah, he was a
Which
bit
would
of
have
a-
been an awesome death for Chewie by you, but whatever. Anyway, so she exiles herself, has a bit of a talk with Luke. He pretty much convinces her, you know what, you can do whatever you want, but just, you know, be good, whatever. That's pretty much the conversation.
Yeah.
At that point, we get a fucking flashback to the 2nd/5th episode. I'm trying to do basic maths here. Where Luke brings his X-Wing out of the Dagobah swamps. Same way that happens, she brings up his X-Wing that he flew to that planet
No.
originally.
He brings you.
Yeah,
brings
so
it up.
Yoda brings up the X-Wing in number 5 because
Oh,
Luke can't.
right.
She can't. She's like, I don't have a ship to get off the planet.
Right,
So
and
he,
then
as
he
a
lifts
force
it up,
ghost, lifts
yeah,
up his own ship, and it's kind of a moment of like, oh, now he can lift his ship up like he couldn't before. Isn't that nice? He's a master, but it doesn't matter.
But in saying that,
Because he's dead.
Yeah,
that ship's been there for fucking years.
yeah, but it
Whereas
works.
the other one was there for like, what, like 6 weeks?
6
To be
seconds.
fair, it was underwater, or they're both underwater. So.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a spaceship. Water has no fucking
Oh, dude,
anything
this
on the
thing's-
density of space.
This thing's been trashed.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
It's pretty fucked. But basically, it's just like, oh, we did this again. It's basically a recall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice recall. It would have been a nice recall if the movie was better.
So she flies it to the planet where the Emperor is. Chases him down. Emperor does his whole spiel of, I'm your grandfather. It's like, what? No way, it's crazy. And
Ben
Yeah, no
makes it-
shit.
Ben makes his way there.
yeah, so Ben makes his way. Before that happened, Ben threw his lightsaber into the ocean.
Ben
When
fights the
he
Nazis
was talking to
right.
Han Solo, he has a realization, throws his
red
lightsaber away.
Yeah.
No weapon whatsoever. That's important. So later on, as Rey's having a fucking spiel with a grandpappy, Ben is trying to find Rey to sort this whole mess out.
When does Rey get Leia's lightsaber?
No.
Because she gets
Someone gives
two.
it to her.
I think she just goes back to the
No.
moon after, like, in the...
No, Luke gives it to her.
Luke gives
Gives
it
it
to
to
her.
her. That's right, because it's on the planet.
Yeah.
Yes. So she has both Leia's old lightsaber and Luke's old lightsaber.
yeah, you're right.
Or Anakin's, I guess. So she has both of them, hidden one away, put the other on a belt. And as she's talking to the Emperor, she senses that Ben is in trouble with the Knights of Ren. So basically surrounded by them. He has no weapon. He's like, fuck, what do I do?
So this part coming up, there's an important thing.
There is importance before this.
Yeah, so you know how in The Last Jedi they do that Force connection thing where
Which
Rey,
was no.
Yeah.
where Rey and Kylo can talk to each other and kind of see where each other are. They do that again, but in this one, their connection is stronger. So they do it 3 times in the movie, and I actually really like this the way they do this. The first time they're fighting each other, sort of like a mental battle, and basically they're able to project
Their attacks.
they're able to project their attacks, and not only sort of image where their surroundings are, they can actually project physically things out of where they are to where the other person is. They can take something and teleport it to the other person. So the first time they battle, the dust or the dirt from where Rey is gets spilled into where Kylo is, and Kylo can figure out where she is, so he goes to hunt them down. And then the second time they have that battle, and it's that scene from the trailer where they crash into Darth Vader's helmet, and Darth Vader's helmet tumbles out of where Rey is to Kylo's feet. And he's like, oh, you can teleport, you're now in my ship, and he goes to find him. During this fight, Kylo comes down, or Ben comes out, and he's surrounded by the Knights of Ren, and he's going to take them on, and he's got no weapon. And while Rey is facing Palpatine, she like hides one of the lightsabers behind her back and teleports it to Ben Solo. And Ben
Which he reaches behind.
and grabs and pulls it out, and it's a blue lightsaber. And now he's a light user, and he starts attacking. And he's still got the same fighting style, but it looks cool. I don't know.
It's
more
less aggressive
fluid.
and
it's more fluid.
Yeah.
It's like it's a similar fighting style, but he's more fluid with it. So instead of just stopping, like I said, I think the fight choreography in this movie is excellent.
Yeah, so instead of he's like bash, bash, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
more
like,
of a
I'm
cut,
gonna parry.
fucking
Yes.
hit.
Yes.
Like,
It's
yeah.
like when you're playing Jedi Fallen Order, and instead of fucking mashing the button, it's like, fuck you! You're just like, okay, can I take
Now-
a sec? Dum, dum, dum.
Now going
Oh,
Oh,
back.
so the entire time I played.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I was like, this is like Bloodborne, fuck!
So going back to the Force connection, and I'm yet to have someone agree with me on this, but I swear this fucking happened, because if it didn't, I am either losing my mind or I don't know.
Mandela
But
effect.
Possibly. In the last movie, the
Mhm.
fucking, what's it called again?
In The Last Jedi.
Yes. In the Last Jedi. Why am I blank? Anyway, Last Jedi. In the scene where Snoke is there, because obviously throughout the
Yeah.
entire movie they have the connection where they see
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other. Snoke is there and he says, "You think your connection was real? I was creating that."
Yeah.
And Snoke then dies. How the fuck do they still have a connection between the two of them?
Because Snoke is controlled by Palpatine, and Palpatine was actually the one who had the connection.
And I was gonna say, this sounds like either some hereditary bullshit between,
Why didn't I
like
question
how,
that then?
no. What I think they're trying to do here is imply that that's how Palpatine and Vader used to keep connection. They had the same sort of connection, and it's some sort of hereditary force bullshit. Is what I think they're getting
I
at.
think it's also got to do with the fact that, like, towards the end of this film, and this is something that I really don't explain very well. I think it's like a throwaway line, is that, like, Rey Palpatine and Ben Solo, or Ben Skywalker, depending on how you look at it, they essentially are two sides of the same coin. Ben Solo is the son of light side users, Han and Leia, but
Yeah.
is a Sith because he becomes Kylo Ren.
My question is,
Rey Palpatine is the daughter of dark side users and becomes a Jedi instead. They mirror each other in both ways.
Yeah.
And what I think they were trying to come up with here is that, like, yes, the Emperor through Snoke started their connection, but because they represent both sides of the Force in such a different, like, in such the same way on opposite sides, their connection being started by Palpatine doesn't mean, I think by Palpatine through Snoke, doesn't mean that when that was severed, it stopped. They were able to keep it going.
like a natural connection.
Yeah, because they've connected and gone, like, well, their powers are so immense that, like, Palpatine kickstarted a thing he didn't realise was going to bite him in the ass.
he's
So where's Dooku?
basically he started the fucking.
Hey,
he hacked
Vader was
both.
not Palpatine's first Padawan.
So
right? We had
basically-
Dooku. Alright?
Yes, Kyron.
So basically, Palpatine hacked their computers, opened up Skype call, and called each other, and they just didn't hang up.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think that's basically what it was. Anyway, you get to the end of it, and then the Emperor's got like 1,000 deaths.
Yeah.
This was the part that bugged me the most, was the like
Star Destroyer.
fan
Death
fiction
Star.
level of like, what if we put 1,000 Death Star lasers on 1,000 ships?
How did they beat him again? It was like something to do with an antenna or something. They moved the antenna signal to a ship.
Oh, that was the ship stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like
the
the navigation system needed to control all of those ships was in one place, and so they destroyed that. Then they moved it to a ship. They
All the
destroyed that
captains
ship.
of all the ships were just other Snoke's.
Cool.
So once killing the main,
Once they killed
clients
the
fell.
once they killed the thing that had the navigation system on it, all of the ships were stuck on that planet.
It just so happens that happens happens in so many Star Wars movies. Like, oh yeah, we just got to destroy this one really
thing.
bad flaw
Yeah.
they just
Yes.
decided not to fix.
And during this battle, you find out that Finn's force sensitive, but oh man.
The point of
You know that
Palpatine's
was the first one, didn't you?
Palpatine's
Well,
goal
technically,
is to
yeah.
bring
You're
Rey
right.
to him, so that she will cut him down and then attain the power of the thousandth fist, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
When she gets there, she's like, no, I don't wanna. Like, that sounds really shitty. I don't wanna look like you.
Soul's grown up. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
she tries to beat him, and then there's like a force lightning versus lightsaber thing, and then they all die.
So Ben comes in, and both Rey and Ben are subdued by the Emperor. They're both thrown over the edge.
No.
Ben's thrown off
Ben's
the
thrown
edge.
over the edge while Rey hits the dirt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben climbs out, and then he gets knocked out somehow. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then she gets the second lightsaber. You're gonna hate this. If you hate the Wolverine's ending, you're gonna hate this. So he's using lightning power. She's blocking it with one saber. She gets the second saber and can manage to push it back into him. And then doing that, his force is like ripping him away and like and killing him that way.
Yeah, but then Rey dies as a result of that, and then Ben Solo comes up and
Rey brings Kylo back to life, doesn't?
No.
No.
He just wakes up.
No,
Yeah,
so he comes back.
he
and
comes
she's
back.
Dead.
And she's
Yeah.
dead, and then he does the same force heal to her, but because she's dead, it takes all of his life energy to bring Rey back to life. Rey comes back to life, Ben force goes.
No, wait, you're missing a very crucial point. As she comes alive,
Oh, they kiss.
they kiss.
Which is okay. This is where I was going to say one thing. This is what I was. You're gonna fucking hate me for this, because he put his entire life into her. She has a part of Skywalker. in her.
I don't think.
No,
She is.
you,
Her life is Skywalker.
you.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how that
The
works.
force is a force, it's not DNA coded.
That's not how that works.
It's the midichlorians.
What?
I mean, it could.
So, hold on,
I
hold
don't
on,
give a
hold on.
I mean,
shit.
like it's all metaphorical.
So what you're saying is, if I gave you a blood transfusion, you would be part Kaminsky.
No, that's actually true because
Bullshit. That's not a thing.
No, because if you do a blood transfer or something like that, if they directly after an organ donation, if they test the DNA of the organ that you donated, it's your DNA, not his.
Oh, I'm not saying
It takes a while to assimilate.
It takes a while. Blood as well. If before it absorbs properly into his system, if they test it at the right time, they'll actually get your DNA.
Regardless of all of that,
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Regardless of all of that, anyway, Dean.
Doesn't
These
matter.
people are humans, and they like to use metaphors.
That old lady did not ask just after the blood transfusion. That's all I'm saying.
So the funny thing is that as soon as they kiss, they like look at each other, and then Ben just passes
Passes
and
out
he's
and then
dead.
just disappears.
Because like to me, like,
Mind you, during this entire film, Finn is basically like, Rey, I want to tell you something, but I don't know when that should be. Like, they nearly
Yes.
die at one point, and he says, I want to tell you something,
Something.
and then like 2 minutes later, she's like, what was it you wanted to tell me? And he was
He's
like,
like,
oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And at that point, you're like, well, obviously he's in love with her, right?
They have
Yeah.
revealed in an interview since that what he was going to tell her was that he's force sensitive.
the whole time.
Apparently. It's not that
Bullshit!
and that's what pissed me off too. I was like, oh man, because the way they wrote it, if it's true that he was just going to tell her,
hold that secret?
why would you do it that way? Because the writing makes it seem like he's in love with her,
Also,
and it just fucks up the ending. Because the Ben Solo kiss, I felt betrayed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I know
Even the actor of Finn went on like a Twitter rampage
Yeah.
saying that he
Both
felt
the actors
betrayed.
don't support like that relationship. Like
Yeah.
both Daisy Ridley and Adam
And
Driver
Driver.
don't. Because
Good, they shouldn't.
No, they
Because
don't.
there's the entire time.
The entire like 6 years they've been filming these movies.
Yeah.
Like they've been
It was
against
building up between Finn and Ray versus Kylo.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
always the thing.
I just felt
I'm
so
more than
gypped
happy for
because
Kylo to be a good guy, but to have
And-
a love interest with Ray
Yeah.
is bullshit.
And you're right, like Finn was proven to be force sensitive before because he can use a fucking lightsaber in the first movie.
You
But
don't need to be force sensitive to use the
You
lightsaber.
You need to be able to
against
use
the
it.
Sith Lord.
Yeah, you need to predict attacks. That's the whole thing behind a lightsaber. You can see the future a little bit. That's why you're better at driving pod
Yeah.
racing.
He
That's
was
why you're
also-
better at blocking.
He was
That's why
also
you
a
can-
trained stormtrooper.
Yeah,
Who
yeah, because they've proven
No.
so efficient in combat.
But
in the
again,
past.
kyber crystals select the individual user when they come in. If you're not at least somewhat force sensitive, they won't activate.
General Grievous.
there was also
General
a,
Grievous.
No. They've explained that.
There was another one.
Okay, I didn't know they explained
In
it.
the Clone Wars, Ahsoka has a lightsaber.
They said it
sword
enough
by
for
bounty
me.
hunter.
Yeah, again, Han Solo uses it in Return of the Jedi. It doesn't matter. They can fucking when they're caught up in the trap of the Ewoks. Han, reach for my lightsaber. It's in my back pocket, and he grabs it and cuts them loose.
Oh.
It doesn't fucking matter.
You explain that to me.
Yeah, and that has been the basis of so much speculation about Han Solo because Han Solo is also force sensitive. Why do you
Yeah.
think Ben Solo is so fucking powerful?
Yeah, but
Skywalker.
I did
he's
read
also a
something
Solo.
today.
What did you read?
I didn't read the whole article, but I just read the title because I was like, "This is awful things," and I didn't want to get caught up in it. But apparently, they have announced that Finn and Poe are gay.
No, they haven't announced it the whole time.
Was that J.K. Rowling?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, "Don't do this, guys! You
So
bad
If it's
idea."
not in the text, it's not there.
The secret text.
The whole time, Oscar Isaac has been playing. Like he's been really open in interviews that if he could be like love interest with anyone, it would be Poe. He's been like Poe and Finn should be boyfriends. There's been like the whole thing. The entire 6 years these movies have been happening, and just Disney being like anti-gay basically. So yeah, he's been open to it the entire time, and to the point where he's been playing to the idea that he's in love with Finn. Sometimes John Boyega plays off that, but he's not as on board as Oscar Isaac is. So the whole time they've been like what the characters what the actors have set up, they just never did anything with it.
But going off the back of that, like we have had since the start, Ray and Finn, or at least Finn towards Ray has always had feelings. And yeah, fair enough. Look, if he was meaning to tell Ray that he was a force sensitive user from the get-go, awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
First of all, why wait until you're about to be dead when it really doesn't matter?
Yep.
And secondly, if she's the most powerful fighter you have, and you have the potential to at least be on half the standing round she's on to help the resistance, why not tell her and go train with her with Leia?
Yep.
Yeah, it's over.
What the fuck?
You're
if I had the
100%
potential
right.
to be a Jedi, I would be like, whatever.
Yep. You're 100% right. And this is the stuff that we can agree on. Of like, yeah, fuck that. Like they do Finn
What?
dirty in this movie.
That nigga
They've
could have
been doing
that
Finn
dude.
dirty.
That is probably
No, Force
Also,
Awakens
the
is-
relationship.
Force Awakens good. Last Jedi, no. He goes on a completely irrelevant side
Yeah.
plot.
The whole plot of Finn and what's her face?
Ray.
No, the Asian girl.
Rose.
Rose. How they were like lovers. In
Yeah.
Last Jedi. Yeah, that no.
Rose isn't a character.
Rose has like
no,
3
she's in it for like
lines.
5 seconds.
Yeah, she has like 3 lines.
And what does she? Does she get killed off,
No,
or does she just like, hey, yo, what's up?
Oh, and we didn't even talk about my favourite new character. The one good thing about this whole fucking thing.
Babu Frick.
Babu Frick.
Babu motherfucker.
Yes! Babu Frick!
Babu Frick.
I can't remember.
That little dude.
The little dude.
Oh yes, he was just like.
Yeah. Just the Babu Frick's been like,
But that was the thing, it's like, we got the whole galaxy behind this, and it's like, he didn't even need to be there. He's not flying a ship, he's not doing anything, he's just like, wow!
yeah, it's so good.
He speaks another language. Yeah,
Boba
Yeah, right,
Fett.
cool.
Yeah.
He's fucking the
He
best.
reprogrammed C-3PO to do coordinates.
Oh yeah, and that fucking
Because
part of
he
the
has
story.
this, he only knows the coordinates in Sith language, and he was programmed by the Jedi Council to never speak that language.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they do that thing as well, but like the C-3PO thing where they like erase his mind but then bring his mind back.
That was dumb. Like, no, I don't mind the erasing. Like that's cool.
No,
That's
I want
set
the
of
erasing.
stakes.
Yeah, and
And
then
then they're just like 5 minutes later, he's
they
back.
tease that death of Chewie, and then they bring him back, and they're like, no, there was a second speeder. How, I don't know.
I must admit,
There is
Also, you would
Perfect
think
shot.
both of those really powerful Force users would be able to tell if there's a Wookiee on board.
Yes, or if there was a
Well,
Wookiee on another
yes.
ship behind
Yeah.
so when it comes, well, to be fair, he's not a Force sensitive Wookiee, so it's not like
Yeah.
he had a powerful connection. But in saying that, it's
It's
not
not
like
like-
they were searching for him. They more or less assumed, and you know what happens when you assume.
But also, you just sense for the power of a Wookiee. I'm
sure, but you
Wookiees
don't
have-
go, oh wait, he is on that ship. She already, in her mind,
Yeah, no,
saw
no.
him get on that ship. So that was it.
I get that, but
if
just
I
like
saw a car leave,
yes, Dean, I understand. But what I'm saying is, you saw a car leave, and they're telling us that there was a second car right behind
We
it
didn't
that
know
went
that.
the other
I
way.
didn't know.
No, I know. We didn't know that.
Oh,
But
afterwards, yeah.
the way that shot is composed, I did not see a possibility where anyone could look and only see one ship. Like, if there was a second ship, it should have been visible.
Apparently it is visible, but it's like super tucked in the corner where you're not. The way cinematography
focused
works,
on
you're
the other
not
ship.
going to
Yeah.
see it.
I need to look at that then, because
Which there
I was just
have
looking at it like, if there was a second ship, someone should have seen it. Someone, but no one did.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, but I suppose emotions get the better of us.
I get that,
That-
but also it's two fucking starships.
Yeah.
Like they're not. It's not
We-
like he was on a bicycle riding away.
And those things have been established to not be quiet.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, no, he's right. The man hasn't seen the movie, and he's 100% right.
And the thing with that is that they could have let it like sit for a bit and like had a reveal that it was alive. 90 seconds later, it's revealed that
Yeah,
he's
it's
alive.
like,
Yeah.
But then
you're
the rest.
mourning, and then you're like, we have the Wookiee. It's like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, and
we
like,
have somebody. in this.
but like the main characters still have to go through their trauma of losing Chewie.
But you know he's alive.
But it's just completely
Yeah,
emotionally
it
resonant.
They had a lot of things that felt like it would have consequence, yet be a good ending to like the stories of different parts
Yeah.
of them.
So we're
but then
kinda-
they just retconned
we're kind of
within like 90 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
So when is this coming on Disney Plus so I can watch this fucking
Oh,
free?
I don't know because I was looking.
basically the ending itself is more
I
or less
guess.
the hurtful part. So it more or less does like a whole fucking 360.
Yeah.
It goes from the death of Ben to the winning of the Resistance to just peace in the galaxy
to Chewie getting a medal.
to Chewie getting a medal finally. Didn't happen in the other ones.
I was the only person in the cinema who laughed at that, so I thought it was stupid.
It's pretty
I was like, "Fuck off!"
After all these years,
C3PO got one. Fucking, he deserves one.
But like that's such
there
a
was a reason why he didn't have it in the first one, but I can't remember.
But also, they gave him one in an expanded universe comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
But yeah, so
They
basically,
already did it.
after all of that happens, Rey goes back to Tatooine, finds the ruins of
Uncle Owen's house.
Uncle Owen's house and Aunt Ruth.
Yeah.
Aunt Brew.
Aunt
Brew, that's right.
Yeah.
She buries the lightsabers there.
Yeah, so she goes there, has a bit of an exploration. Call back to the first scene where we see Rey, where she like does a little sand sledding.
Yeah.
And then she does a bit of a tour, and then she hides both Luke and Leia's lightsaber in there in a bit of cloth, puts it down, and then for some reason decides to pull her own lightsaber out and extend it. It's yellow, mind you.
Yes,
I
she's
think
built. She's built her
By
own.
the way that it looks, they don't show it,
But it
but it looks like it could be
double-sided.
double-sided.
Yes.
It looks double-sided.
because her
Which they
weapon.
should have fucking.
it's very much. It's very.
They
It's-
led up to it so much. They should have fucking
It's
done
Yeah.
it's
it. She only
a
had a fucking bow staff for the first movie.
yeah she the thing is with the yellow lightsabers that's a
Yeah.
thing with Sentinels
Yeah,
and they
she's-
generally
Sentinels, yeah.
they generally are
They're more
either
protected rather than long.
they're either a long-handled spear weapon or a
Double-sided.
double-sided
Yes.
blade.
And she's supposed to be protecting Jedi kind.
Yes.
Yeah, or like the
She has 1,000 Jedi.
Sentinels don't have an allegiance in the Force.
No,
they use
she's-
both
yeah, and
sides.
that's kind of like the end of it. Yeah, she uses both sides. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I had to explain this to Vanessa on the way home. I was like, oh, the yellow lightsaber are the Sentinels. They use both the light and the dark side. They're kind of like the balance in the middle. And it's a good. That's a good place for Rey to end up. That is the most logical place for Rey, who is a Palpatine, who was trained by a Skywalker, to end up as a Sentinel. That's the most logical ending.
Yeah.
The way it fucking ends, that fucking...
Yeah.
Who are you? Rey. Rey Skywalker. She says I'm Rey Skywalker to the wandering person.
Like, I can't remember who said it, but I was talking to someone else about it. It was one of you guys, and you made the point of if they had just said Rey, oh, Rey who? And then she looks off and then it ends, then that
would have been
completely
fine.
It would have been like, oh yeah, Rise of Skywalker made it sense, but because she said it, everyone got their knickers in a twist.
Everyone grew. Like, it was unnecessarily childish to have them go, what's your name? Rey. No, what's your last name? Rey.
No. It's a movie.
Skywalker.
It's a
like,
good
fuck
movie
off.
filled with many, many minor inconveniences that, like, things could have been so much better if they had just done this. But they had the opportunity to do this, and it didn't, and that really pisses me off.
So there are 1 and 1A things that kind of annoyed me / didn't make sense. So in the one beforehand, when both Rey and Kylo are fighting the Red Stormtroopers,
Yeah.
after they beat them, they both reach for Anakin's blade, right? With the Force. And it's sitting there mid-air, being torn between them, to the point where it's literally torn between them and explodes. That happens.
Yeah.
How the fuck did it come back in the next movie?
Yeah, I know.
They didn't talk about reconstruction. It happened to be the exact same parts. That lightsaber was recreated. When and how and why?
From what parts?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I
forgot about that.
Insane. I think that's what they were
forget
relying
about
on.
the last movie.
So when the trailer first came out and she pulled it out when the speeder was coming towards her, or rather Kylo's ship, I was like, oh, this must be a Force
Is
image
it possible that that's like Anakin's lightsaber, as in like one of the ones he used some point? Because they use like 27 different lightsabers in those first movies.
Right. In the I know what Shannon's getting at. In the prequels, Anakin lost a fuck ton of.
He loses.
Yeah, but
a
it
lightsaber.
wasn't the same make.
Okay.
So he broke one.
Yeah. And he dropped one.
He recreated one and had it in the third one. That was it.
Okay.
He never lost any that looked exactly the same. He had one that looked completely different that he broke.
You know what still pisses me off to this day? Where's Luke's green lightsaber?
I don't talk about that. Don't even talk. To be fair, pretty sure he had it in the last movie.
He
had it to go against Kylo.
Yeah, they show it in that
was
moment. They show it in the flashback
So
moment.
who knows? Maybe that lightsaber story hasn't ended. But that's the thing that pissed me off. Why turn it back into the original lightsaber when you could create your own and just give Rey her own identity
From the start.
At
Absolutely.
least use the kyber crystal. It's clearly chosen her.
I mean,
just fucking do it.
tell us in the comments if there's an explanation for that. But I forgot that happened.
The other thing is that because they go back to Tatooine to bury the sabers, one, that makes no sense for like Leia, only from the fact that Anakin lived there, and two, the point of Luke is that he didn't want to be on this godforsaken planet anymore. So like for him to be buried, basically to be buried on Tatooine, right outside of his burnt home where his uncle and aunt were incinerated. Like,
what significance does that planet have? He had some fucking blue milk, and
he just lived there for 17 years, and then he had to go back there to rescue his sister.
The whole thing with this movie is that they try to do the full circle
I
thing.
think the whole thing is that's where both Anakin and
Luke was. So that's their hometown.
Well, that's where they both realised they were Jedi.
It's where their journey started.
She was born on Dathomir.
Yeah.
Who?
Or not Dathomir. What's that lava planet?
Who?
He's saying that it's their hometown, but it's not because.
Not the
No, he said there as in Anakin.
She never went to Tatooine.
Not Leia. We're not talking about Leia.
Kyron was.
Yeah.
He said their hometowns.
Yeah, no,
He
but
said
Anakin
I
and
was
Luke.
like doing
Anakin
that.
and Luke,
Yeah,
isn't
Anakin and Luke's like the hometown,
I think-
like the
But
most
what I was
common
saying-
place.
But what I was saying is
Wait!
that the two main characters, being Anakin and Luke, they both realized that they were Force sensitive / could be Jedi on that planet.
I think it's more simple than that. I think it's just Tatooine is where the story started.
Yeah.
And
Could
this is
also-
where it ends.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of things.
It's a full circle moment. That's all it is.
But it's
just
not
them-
like it doesn't
Because
consider the characters at all.
the shot for Rise of Skywalker ends in the same way that essentially A New Hope begins with Luke looking at the setting of the two suns.
Yeah.
That's the end shot with Rey watching the setting of the two suns.
So-
It's the very it's not the first shot, but it's one of the first shots from the first movie all the way back then in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it's the last shot from this one.
So as far as I can tell, when it comes to these movies, it is literally a ending of the Skywalkers. This gives us a new avenue to go into
You are
the Old
naive.
Republic or
You are
anywhere.
naive.
No, but what do you mean?
You are so naive.
How?
They're never gonna do that. It's
No.
Skywalker.
They possibly
They
do.
They may change it. They may use different main characters. But if you have any hope that shit's gonna be good,
The next trilogy will have nothing to do
I'm
with
sorry, my
There will
friend.
be a reference to them.
They
and it will
have
have nothing
proven
to
they
do with
can't figure this shit out. Star Wars, they just
it.
don't know.
Revan!
They just.
Fucking expand on the bastard. He is the best of the best.
I'm telling you here right now. Just because there's a story or a character you want to expand doesn't mean Disney's going to do it justice.
Yeah, justice. That's the word.
Regardless
Because,
of whether they do it justice, fair enough. But the fact of
Because we're going to be
this
back
is,
here doing this for something else.
from 1 to 9, there has been a Skywalker in each and every single.
Oh
one.
yeah, that's fair.
We have literally seen the start of Anakin. The only thing we could possibly see that we didn't see of Anakin
was his conception.
was his conception, which
Was forced.
Jesus.
No, forced.
Virgin
Yeah.
Mary, yeah.
No. Palpatine manipulated it.
Right, what I'm saying is there was no father.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Okay, sure.
Virgin Mary.
Yeah, if you want to go that way. Yeah.
So that and his, I guess, Padawan journey, like the trials and all that shit.
They had them in legend books, and now that it's all been
That's what
gone
I'm
out,
saying.
you can
And
fill that
we've
in.
seen a lot of like
That's
I said,
the only real thing we can see.
as I said at the end of our Jedi Fallen Order talk about 3 days ago, I want to see Darth Vader. I want to see that middle bit between Order 66 and the start of New Hope. I
We
want
probably
to see
will,
them do that.
but if we're looking at starting a new trilogy, we can't just have Darth Vader.
But the thing is, you know what
Yeah.
I think they need to do? Put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm Star Wars out, man.
Yeah.
There's been so
Star Wars
much of it,
movie out.
and so much of it has been
I'm
mediocre,
Skywalker out.
as fuck. Like Solo wasn't great.
I still haven't seen Solo.
I actually enjoyed
I
Solo.
don't, you're like the only
It was
person I know.
enjoyable. Like it was
I'm
enjoyable.
not taking that away
It
from
ties
you.
into Rebels.
It ties into most of it. Like it
It
ties
ties
into
into
all.
Parsecs.
Like,
Yeah, it like explains that bullshit. Like why? Why do you need to explain that? The
Yeah.
answer is you don't. You
It's
don't.
not-
You don't need
It's
to.
not
In
so
a
much
book.
that they need to, it's more or less they need it at a time for
Well,
yeah, it
like,
just
they-
That
time
and
between-
people are obsessed with fucking Han Solo. They want to be the people. Want
If you
don't forget, we did this.
Yeah.
Not
no, but
them.
that's the thing. We didn't watch that movie. No, that is like the least money-making movie
Yes.
of any Star Wars movie outside
Yes,
of Clone Wars
but
animated
people,
movie.
they would not have made it if people didn't want it.
No one wanted it. That's why no one saw it.
People said they wanted it,
yeah,
they didn't
and
like
then-
it.
people said they wanted it.
and then it
Like,
wasn't Harrison Ford, and it wasn't original Lando. It was done too late.
Here's my final thing I'll say on Rise of Skywalker, or at least it will be, and then maybe we'll go for another 15 minutes. I don't fucking know, but
I think we wrap.
Rise of Skywalker feels very Spider-Man 3. Fuck.
Sam Raimi.
And that's about as damning as I can be, because it's about 3 movies in one. Because like think about it, if you were to do that journey of like finding the holocron, that could be a movie on its own.
Yeah.
You could do the entirety of Ben Solo's work towards Back to the Light Side in its own movie. You could do the entire Exegol thing and the whole Death Star thing in its own movie. You could do everything that happens in that movie. You could do, like, there are 2 other plots in there as well. Like the whole thing of Poe doing all his shit to get the rebels back together. That's a movie. Like everything here it just feels like there were 2 or 3 movies jammed together in one, and then spat out in a couple of hours.
I've always thought that Star Wars would be better as a TV show and not movies.
I mean, like, Rebels and Clone Wars is the best version
it has
of Star
proven
Wars.
that before.
Yeah.
But with that said, I think we should wrap this up now.
We should wrap.
Yeah.
I think we've said about as much as we're going to say, and
Much
we're
as
just
you
going to
can
keep
physically say.
reiterating the same points.
Rise of Skywalker, what do you think? I think it sucked.
I actually really enjoyed it.
It had some defensible moments in it.
I don't
Six
think
out of
much
10.
about Star Wars.
I'm like genuinely asking, not judging.
Look,
Like,
I really don't care much about Star Wars, and I said that to Dean before I went, and a lot of people hate me for this, but I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, and I think that's why I enjoy Star Wars.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I'm so angry at it is
Yeah.
because my best friend is the biggest Star Wars nerd I know on the planet. He fucking loves them. He loves The Last Jedi. He's always said to me he loves Solo, he loves Rogue One, he loves every Star Wars property there is on the planet, even the ones that people say are bad. He loves Clone Wars. He loves Attack of the Clones. He loves Phantom Menace. He loves every single one of them. And he watched this movie and he came to me and I said, "What do you think?" And he said it sucked. Like, my big Star Wars friend couldn't handle it. And I was like,
The thing, my thing is that in terms of the structure, these movies weren't planned. They were planned to happen. Like, here we go, 7, 8, 9. They were planned just as numbers, but they weren't planned in terms of a plot. In terms of like how Marvel tried to like have some
Plot
vague
out
notion of
20
what they're
years.
doing.
yeah.
They had no vague notion of what they were doing, and so they were like,
and it shows.
yeah, like, and they copied like they're like, oh, worked with Star Wars before. The original trilogy was like that. They weren't like, yeah, George Lucas had some idea of where he was going, but like he had fuck all to do with Episode 5.
Yeah.
And then he came back and did Episode 6, basically. Prequels, he also had a goal in mind. Like there was some vague.
Jar Jar
notion.
Binks.
Yeah.
Um,
Our Sith Lord and Master.
He is.
I think right.
That's the next trilogy.
Forever may he reign.
So
You also think it's done?
So they had like even the vaguest notions of where they're going. This didn't. So like there's this thing like basically the takeaway I want Disney to do is copy one Marvel and just have vague notions of where you're going.
Oh, you think Disney's taking something away from this?
No.
They are. They are. The money. They put the shit out. The shit is shit, but we all paid for it anyway.
Well, this one's
so
coming
they're
less.
just going to keep doing it because it's what
I think
they
I told Dean this or someone else. If I could get refunds on a movie, I would have got refunds on that one.
Yeah, you're telling.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's you, Kyron. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode kind of making less money than the rest of the trilogy. That's one other thing I was going to say.
I mean,
they're also getting Kim Feige to do a Star Wars movie, so if that's not damning,
okay. That might
You
be
can do the
alright.
superhero. You can do space wizards.
pretty much, yeah. Seems how we want to wrap up.
May God have
If
mercy
you
on
enjoyed
our
this
souls.
episode, please tell us how much you liked and or hated any Star Wars property. We love and hate all of them. Fight us. Until next time, catch you
May
later.
your light be your guiding key. Anyway.